right, we have Anthony Caucci back again.
You got it right.
How about that?
You got it right.
And we have a special guest. Do you want to introduce him?
My buddy, we'll call him Kingpin Carlos. That'll suffice.
That'll suffice.
Yeah, that'll suffice.
Now, Carlos, where did you get the name Kingpin Carlos from?
Caucci.
Good answer, buddy. Good answer. So, how did you two meet?
Well, I was about I was 14, so I was selling dope, a while ago, and I was young, and that's how we ended up meeting through a friend that was living down the street, a Cuban guy, through him. But unfortunately, every time I got dope, not every time, but last couple times I got busted. This guy's bad luck. I was 16. I remember the day he gave me the ounce when I was 16. When I got caught when I was 16, came from him, and then a couple other cases came from him, and then on my Fed case came from him too. I was like, God damn, man! But
how many cases have you had?
Let me see.
I never asked.
I was one when I was 16. They charged me as an adult, but as a youthful offender, so that was one. Then I had the Fed case, and then I had a state case, so it was a total of 3.
Total of 3. And then how much time did you do in the total of those 3?
On the juvenile case, I did 4, and then on the Feds, along with the state, 10. So they gave me 10. They ran a concurrent coterminous.
Yeah, they gave you 4 as a juvenile?
First offense.
What the fuck?
I told you the story. It was it was fucking ridiculous.
I didn't. For some reason, I didn't realize that it was a juvenile.
I was 16. They charged me as an adult. No guns, no weapon. The judge was like, "What the fuck? What are we doing?"
Non-violent?
Nothing.
Wow.
Nothing. And the judge was. And guess what? I go in front of Judge Coker. Now, if you check Judge Coker, he's killed more people than anyone in history. In 18 months, sentenced more people to death penalty. So. I get in front of Coker, and my attorney's like, "This doesn't seem right. You get charged as an adult. You're in front of Judge Coker," and even Coker goes, "Why is this case in front of me? He does murder cases. He don't want to see this bullshit." So when I first appeared in front of him, he said, "Listen, see, work this out. I want just plead him out, drop it down to possession with intent, and boom, I go home probation." But since it was right over that 28-gram mark, actually it wasn't right over, it was like fucking 4 grams over, they added to it to make sure it was over,
so they could hit you,
because this cocksucker shorted me every time, so he knew it was 27 and a half.
Carlos, he's put the blame on you.
I knew it was 27 and a half. I was always shorting people too. Yeah, that was it. It was always, we always short shit.
So Carlos, how much was it really?
27.5.
He's got it down to the 0.5, motherfucker. You can't play with him.
That half gram adds up. What's that half gram add up for 36 ounces? It comes up almost to another ounce, close to, right?
Right.
Close to, not like 20 grams or something like that.
Comes out to 36 ounces. It comes out to 17.5, 18. 18 grams? 18 grams.
Okay.
18 grams.
So if you short a key ounce, every ounce by a half gram, you get close to another ounce. So that's what people did. They short.
There was this, my friend went in front of this judge. Carlos, you'll be happy you're there. It wasn't even like a real serious, he was a drug addict, so he was selling like oxys and stuff for his habit, not anything big.
Mm-hmm.
But he kept going in front of the same judge every time. Well, this judge had like a thing where he wanted to sentence 1 million years or whatever the year was.
He had a goal?
He had a goal that he wanted to be the first judge to have like sentenced 1 million years or 100,000 years, whatever the amount of years. But it was a lot of years that he was going for. So my friend Mike, on a fucking, nothing major. I'm talking like, maybe he had 500 oxys and a couple bags of shit and whatever. Gave him 15 years. Now, he was in and out constantly for petty shit. Mm-hmm. It was federal because he was crossing lines. But 15 fucking years, man, for that. No violent, no nothing. So it's crazy over here, buddy.
Yeah, it's sick. It's sick what they do to people.
So how is Colombia right now? Are you guys wide open, or they got you locked in? How's that going?
We're wide open. We're wide open. They're just making everybody trying to make everybody vaccinate themselves, and you got to have the mouthpiece on. The what do you call it? The face mask.
Yeah.
Face mask is mandatory, so that's it. But they know that they can't close us down again. Yeah. Economy will go straight down. You know, so
I,
we're wide open.
I was reading in the paper that they can't. The cartel is like, no, you ain't closing down because that kills them.
Well, actually, yeah, they were actually going to get in the shit if they closed them down. Tell them, Carl, what was going to happen when the Medellin and northern cartel were going to bring their. They were paying people from, who was it, Venezuela, to start shit in the streets, to start rioting.
Oh yeah, to start the riots and stuff.
Just like we had riots.
People. Yeah, they were paying between 100 to 70,000 pesos, which is like between $20 to $30 more or less a day, just to go out there and fuck up shit. You know what I mean? And it was the guerrillas, the Venezuelan government, and I think Cuba had their hands in it also. These are all the communist parties that they want this government out. Okay, they want Colombia to become a communist country. I don't think that's gonna happen. That would be a big civil war over here if something like that happens. There's too much power here.
I just had this guy, Tank Rick Ferran. He's from Cuba, and he survived that communism. And boy, did I learn a lot about communism. Fuck that. That's horrible. I mean, you can't even open a business without the government.
Oh.
Or they'll put you right in jail, right? They'll put you right if you're under communists and you open a business without telling them, or they don't like it, or just a business period, they'll throw you in jail.
Yeah, they got to become your partners. They're your partners automatically.
And everything, right? Everything.
If they let you open it, you know what I mean? They become your partners automatically.
You remember Fat Man's dad having an extra pig in Cuba?
Uh-huh. Remember that?
Remember that story? Had an extra pig to put him in jail.
They did what?
Yeah.
Locked him up. They had an extra pig.
Oh, I thought it was like a code word for something else.
No, he had a real pig. This is Cuba, though. This is Cuba. Communist Cuba had an extra fucking pig. They put him in prison.
Yeah, my barber is from Cuba. His whole family's there, and he usually goes like every 6 months. He will not go right now. He said it's fucking crazy over there.
Worse than before.
Worse than before. He said right now it's mayhem.
Jesus. And then you got COVID.
Yeah, then you got all that going on too. You know.
Yeah, that's some bullshit. Yeah.
So what made you guys start to want to do a podcast together, or sit down and change up kind of the routine that you had initially done?
Caucci.
Yeah.
He'd be good in court.
Yeah. Caucci. So yeah, I was doing a thing, right? You know, sitting there just talking to the fucking camera, and it sucks.
When you're by yourself, yeah,
right?
It's kind of weird, right?
And I was telling him, I said, listen, let's give it a shot. You know, just shoot the shit. And I had no clue what we were going to talk about. But he has some really good stories. Really good stories, right? I mean, crazy. And I was in Colombia with him, and we just sat down to talk next to each other, and boom, 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 boom. And it's funny is the people actually like us just going back and forth, because we, you know, not like me and you go back and forth. You're more professional, right? We break balls. I mean, we just fuck with each other and laugh, but we also tell a story, and they're like, boy, they can't believe it, and I can't believe it either. How that's what the audience is actually into, seeing things that are not scripted, more natural flowing, and some of the stories that we told.
Well, it's also interesting because he's got a good setup, so it doesn't look like shit. You know what I mean? Usually it looks like shit when you do Zoom. This looks good. So when you guys are doing this, to me, it would be interesting because he's in Colombia.
Right.
You're in the United States. You have your history. He has his history.
Mm-hmm.
So automatically, I think just the fact that he's in Colombia makes it attractive. You know what I mean? And then it's not scripted. You both have stories that you can go on for days. I would imagine that Carlos does some real serious shit.
Oh, shit. We actually got people coming to Colombia in the next 3 weeks. We had a thing just all through YouTube.
Yeah.
5 people paid. Like me and him, and we're touring them around. They're staying with us, and they're going to hear stories that we couldn't tell on YouTube.
Yeah.
So there were 2 guys two from Australia, 1 from the UK, and 2 Americans. I sold out like that. You know,
I found from doing this with a lot of people, and a lot of them, that Australia's customs is the worst in the world. In the world.
Yeah.
Like, you can't get a fucking bike in.
You can't get a fart through their fucking customs.
But with their censorship, they don't give a shit. They don't give a shit at all about what you say.
Really?
No, but you can't get a pencil in there.
No. My wife was from Australia. Remember?
Yeah.
She told me that's why bricks over there are $150,000.
Whoa.
Yeah, expensive.
Yeah, that's probably life in prison for half of one.
Their life is 20 years, but their prisons, like you get a house, 4 people in like a fucking one of these things in Palm Beach.
It's like a townhouse.
In a townhouse where you get your computer and you get food brought to you, and it's not like this shit.
Carlos, what's the laws like over there in Colombia? If you get caught with 10 kilos of cocaine, is it without
laws.
saying the wrong thing, but what?
What laws?
I figured that would be the answer. What laws?
Yeah.
The law is pull out the wallet, right?
I mean, here it's got to be a foreign government has to be involved in order for it to be really serious. You know what I mean? If not, this is a joke. You know.
So the podcast that you're doing with Carlos, same YouTube, right?
YouTube.
If you want to.
Was it Mafia Made? Yeah, Mafia Made.
Same as always. We'll pull that up at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And then how often do you put one up?
Well, we were doing it like 3 times a week. Now we're probably down to 2, about.
Yeah, because of work and stuff like that. So, and
we did a live one.
But we need to tighten it up.
Yeah, we do for sure. We did a live one last night, the first time.
Did you?
Hilarious.
It was funny.
It was funny. Trying to figure out how to get Zoom live on YouTube. And the whole thing's recording, and I'm going, what the fuck is going on? And the whole thing's recording. People are going, we see you. And I'm like, I don't see you. And there's an echo and a delay. It was pretty fucking funny.
But it probably did well just because it was natural. And
it was good.
Up.
And then people throwing money at it. You're like, what is this? What is this? Someone throwing $25 in. He fucking made almost $200 yesterday smiling at me.
There you go, Carlos. $200. He probably wipes his ass with $200. Yeah. But hey, $200 is $200.
And it was the girls paid.
Yeah.
The girls spent more than everyone else. Usually there's guys on YouTube. It's like 98% guys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Carlos, we know it ain't Anthony. So it must be you.
It ain't me, Smiley.
So, Carlos, tell me a good story. Tell me a good story, one that you haven't done on the podcast. Tell me something good that won't get your door kicked down.
That's hard.
I'm just kidding.
I mean, basically, the ones that I've said on the podcast are the ones that mostly I can say. The most popular one is the one when I got kidnapped. That I needed Anthony's services to bring down the money.
All right, Carlos, can you take me through that from beginning to end?
Okay. I don't know if you're familiar with when Pablo was he was financing his war against the government, and he wanted everybody that was in the game to give a percentage of whatever they were doing, right? So him and his crew started bringing out traps for people that were sending dope up to the States and stuff. I got caught in one of those traps with somebody from his crew. They didn't put anything on the plane. I went to go get it take it down from the plane in the States, and there was nothing there. And then, then the argument started. There was nothing there. Yes, there was. No, there wasn't. Yes, there was. So I just left it at that. At one point, I came down here to Colombia, and someone from the same crew, through a family member, told me that they had a deal that they wanted to set up with me. So I went to Bogota to go set up this deal, and I got picked up in a restaurant. I went to meet with these guys, sat down. Some guys come up to the table where I was sitting down, and they called out my name, Carlos. And I'm like, yes. And he goes, well, you need to come with us. And I'm like, who the fuck are you? You know what I mean? I had 2 guys with me, 2 bodyguards. And when my guys went to get up, the whole fucking restaurant got up.
They had everyone in there was for him, right?
Everybody in the fucking restaurant was with them.
And when when you say trap, you mean they put you on a plane with nothing on it?
Okay,
right?
so yeah, the way you speak, you're talking to the people like someone from the fucking street over here. I understand you, and I'm thinking, wait a minute, they're not going to catch this fucking story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So a scam. A scam, I guess.
He made a deal.
That's the word?
Yeah, it was more like a scam. So someone from Pablo's trying to collect money from everyone outside to finance the war, right? Against the government. And Carlos wasn't paying. He was fucked. I'm not financing this shit. So he sent some.
Part of that group,
huh?
You know?
Yeah, it's not.
Wasn't part of that group.
Not his business. Not business. So they send some people to him to say, hey, we can put some dope on an airplane. And Carlos, you put it on the plane, I'll take it off in Miami. Blah blah blah. So he's in Miami. Nothing's on the plane. So they're going back and forth. Oh, we put it on the plane. Oh, no, you didn't. Yes, we did. And bam, 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 back and forth. And from what I remember, towards the end, they came back and said, you're right, it never went on the plane. And so then they started renegotiating. He goes back to Colombia for another deal with kind of like the same people. And that's what they said, meet us in the restaurant. And when
so it was a setup.
It was a setup. Yeah, there was never any fucking dope on the plane.
So then you meet at the restaurant. And then everybody gets up.
Everyone gets up and they take him.
And then I tell my guys, just fucking lay down. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? And then they took me. They put a bag over my head. They threw me in a Jeep. And I went up into the mountains. I went into it's a place called Pacho Cundinamarca. It's right outside Bogota. That was Gacha's territory. And that Gacha was Pablo's partner in crime. So they had me, and they had me for a while, and they had me 6 days, and they wanted $2 million for my release, and I'm like, oh shit. And then I made a phone call to one of my people, and then they got in contact with Anthony, and Anthony can tell you everything, how more or less how it went down. Him.
Now, when they have you kidnapped for 6 or 7 days, are they feeding you right? Are they giving you water? Or are they kind of torturing you?
They treated me right because the person, the person that backs me up over here is a powerhouse. And then he was the one running around trying to find out who the hell had me. Okay? And when they finally found out who had me, they told them nothing better happened to that kid. Remember, I was at that point, I was their golden boy. Anything that we would do, shit, we were clocking. You know what I'm saying? So they were gonna have my back. And they said anything happens to that kid, hell's gonna break loose. So my treatment while I was over there at that hut thing where they had me, it was okay. I mean, the food, they had like the really clear soups with a potato. And that's it. That's it. So the food wasn't all that.
So you go from filet mignons and a nice dinner to a fucking potato with some
and all that, and all that shit. And then I get in contact with a family member of mine, and I told them to get in contact with the people, my key people, and to get in contact with Tony, and see if Tony would bring down the money.
So I got to bring $2 million to Colombia to get him out.
Now, how do you go about doing that?
Now here's
without getting yourself indicted.
Well, there's no really a charge. I'm just bringing money to Colombia, right? So I'm thinking, I'm on the phone with one of his buddies, and in my head I'm going, there ain't no fucking way I'm going, but I'll say yes anyway because I know it's impossible. I can't get $2 million in an airplane. How are you gonna get $2 million? How are you gonna get through security with $2 million? So I said, listen, I'd do it, but there's no way. I'm not taking a risk and putting $2 million on an airplane. And if I was able to do it, I couldn't get it off the airplane.
Yeah.
Right? How are you going to get off $2 million off an airplane in Colombia? So he goes, I tell him, yeah, I'll do it, but there's no way, and da-da-da. And he goes, just tell us what seat you're in, and we'll have it in the overhead compartment. And when you get to Colombia, the cops they'll take you off the back, and the cops will escort you. I'm like, oh, fuck. Oh, shit. So I was like, all right. So I get a ticket and I tell them I'm in seat so-and-so, get on the plane like it's nothing, open up, boom, fuck, $2 million sitting in the briefcase.
Now, when you're getting on that plane knowing that that's there,
I'm scared shitless.
I'm shitting my pants. You're shaking the whole fucking time.
But I also know that kidnapping is a business over there. They pick you up, you pay, they let you go. The only thing I was wondering, how fine are these rules here, okay? Because they picked him up and I'm paying to, bring the money for him. What's to stop them from letting him go and say, okay, now we got you, motherfucker?
Yeah, and you're an American.
A gringo's more expensive.
Yeah. And I'm the guy fucking bringing $2 million. I don't know, is my money or his? Who knows? They could think, oh, a gringo, shit. He's got a lot of money. Who knows? I don't know what.
Carlos, I would have said, hey, go ahead, Anthony, you, $5 million. American, I want $5 million. Make seven.
He's Italian. He's Italian.
Yeah, you know he could find $7 million somewhere.
Jeez, but that was rough. But I get on the plane lands, stewardess is involved. You know, she stewardess comes up, come on, out the back, go out the back. Cops are there in their little Jeep thing. Take the suitcase, take my passport, bag on the head, same thing, and I'm driving around going.
You had a bag on your head,
I don't see anything. Don't see anything until they throw me in, take the bag off, and there he is sitting on a fucking cot, stinky. Didn't take a shower for days.
Did he look pretty healthy though? He looked like he went through the rain.
Not too
shave.
No shave and didn't shower, but more like, you know, probably more worried than anything. Tell them about the people getting the shooting going on in the back.
Yeah, those motherfuckers that morning before Tony got there, right? I really couldn't get much sleep, and then I finally fall asleep like about 1 in. Then it was like about 4:30 in the morning. I hear shooting, gunshots. And I was like a cat on the roof. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it for me. I'm like, fuck. You know what I'm saying? And then when I get up and I look, these motherfuckers are shooting pigeons.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying?
and Carlos, you're thinking that you're next, right? You're thinking,
yeah,
shit.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm like, shit, that's it. And they're fucking shooting pigeons, man. That was like the peak of my like, you know, my heart racing, you know, apart from when I first got picked up. You know what I mean? After that, I was calm. And then I was able, when I made the call to my guys, that I talked to my friend, my backup here, he told me, don't worry about it. You know what I mean? Don't worry about it. We're going to get you out of there. Okay. Just tell me who we call and we'll take care of everything. You know what I mean? And so I told him, call my family member. My family member will know exactly what to do.
Cash App. Go to cash.app. Cash App, the easiest way to send money, spend money, save money, and buy cryptocurrency. Cash App believes in providing everyone with access to important financial services so they can fully participate in the economy. Sign up today for Cash App. Use the code MSCS. Additionally, once signed up, create an invite code. When a friend uses the invite code and sends $5 or more from a newly created Cash App account, another bonus will arrive within 14 days. That's cash.app, or download the app and sign up. Cash App. Now, had you not been who you are, and say it was just a regular American that they kidnapped, would they treat them decently, or would they torture them?
No, it all depends why you get kidnapped for.
Oh, okay. So it's based on, it's not just you just grab somebody and...
No, they used to...
No.
Okay. They're going to pick up someone
No. The only ones that do that here, that pick up, like, say, foreigners and stuff like, are the guerrillas. And if they pick you up, if the guerrillas pick you up, they already have your history. They're not going to just pick you up just to pick you up.
Yeah, they've done the research, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
And before, I don't know if they still have it now, but they had kidnap insurance. If you were an expat or you're a business guy, you're going to Colombia, you needed kidnap insurance. They actually made a movie about it called, I think it was called Proof of Life, and they kidnapped this guy, and he was working on the oil thing or something like that. And the guy came in, a negotiator, and all he does is negotiate with the kidnappers. They're going to pay, but he's a negotiator for the insurance company. And you got to have that insurance when you go there. Otherwise, you're finished. Then came the business of, let's get kidnapped.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
I got $10 million of kidnap insurance.
Fuck it.
Carlos, come grab me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was another business. So
yeah.
You got to, I think I don't know how hard it is to get kidnap insurance over there, but at one time it was really hard because of the...
Because they were using it. Yeah. That would be a quick come up, Carlos.
Sure
Kidnap
yeah.
me. I'll eat soup
Exactly.
and a potato for a fucking couple million.
Kidnap you, and I'm in the woods, and fucking let's wait for the briefcase.
Rob, you believe that? Kidnap insurance? Holy
that's
yeah.
I like that game. That's a good game.
It is a good game. Fuck. Hey, Carlos, do you know a guy named Javier Cardona? Hota. His real name's Javier, but they used to call him Hota Cardona. He was running around with Escobar, El Chapo. He got caught in 81 with a ton of shit.
Or Cardenas. Cardona or Cardenas?
Cardona. C-A... Yeah.
C-A-R-D-O-N-A?
Yeah.
No, I don't know. The Cardonas, I know a lot of Cardonas. The last name is well known over here in the game. But Javier, Hota, no.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I don't remember.
81, you would have been, how old in 81? 81?
I was 14.
Oh,
in 81?
13, 14, yeah, something like
80,
that.
88, I was 16.
Yeah, he got 50 years in 81. Well, he got life, but back then they did half.
That was cocaine cowboy era.
Yeah.
In New York?
No, he
Gotta
was narco, and he was transporting cocaine from Colombia, Mexico, from all over the place. He was all over it. He came in and did an interview, and he did his time, and he's a changed man, and all that good stuff. But I was just curious because it's kind of like the same type of thing. But that was 81. So that means when he was doing it was probably early 70s.
Right.
Selling grams at that time.
Yeah.
Big stuff yet.
Yeah, that came later, right?
Yeah, that came afterwards.
Well, tell this story. Was a good. You got a couple of real good ones.
While you're thinking, what did you think when Guzman got? What'd she get? 3 years and 4 years probation, or 5 years probation?
El Chapo's wife.
Chapo's wife.
Hey, that was an arrangement.
Yeah.
Definite arrangement.
Yeah. I just mean, even with the cooperation in the United States, only 3 years with all that.
Look what Sammy the Bull got. And she's not charged with murder. I mean, she's charged with drug conspiracy and money laundering, right?
Yeah, that's a definite how do you call it, agreement with the government.
Because you don't know what else she did. If she did know something, if she really did, she knew a lot more than just about him, right?
Well, I mean, we've all been through it.
Right.
So for her to only get that much time, because usually even if you cooperate.
No, she's cooperating.
Oh, yeah, it says it right in it. But even if you cooperate, they don't knock that much off unless you got some heavy shit.
That's what I was saying. So if she knew anything about El Chapo, she did, then she knew everything about everyone else. That's number one.
Right.
So she knew a lot. Or she knew nothing about El Chapo, therefore getting a really low sentence. So either way, it works out. Because if she did know anything about El Chapo's organization, she could have pointed the finger to some fucking heavy hitters.
I forget who I had in, Carlos, but somebody had told me, it might have been Jorge or the other one, that El Chapo would take notes about everything. If you came and met him, he would write down, okay, black glasses, silver necklace, green sweatshirt, and he had a book of every single person he ever met.
You know who did that in that fucking, what was that movie? Goodfellas. The fat guy did that with the restaurant, or was it Casino?
But Carlos, Chapo, he did that with everybody he met, right?
Yeah. Pablo used to do that.
Yeah, Pablo Escobar. Yeah.
Take notes?
Yeah.
Well, then he would know who you were.
He was famous. He was famous. He used to carry his little small notepad in his pocket, and that's how he would write down everything. What talking about somebody? What's his name? Write it down. Okay, something. He dies at such time, such date, such date. Boom, and hand out the order. He write down everything. And little notepad.
And Carlos, correct me if I'm wrong. And then what he would do is he would have everybody that ever came across him, everybody, so that if somebody fucked with him, he could pull out his pad and be like, okay, Anthony, he's 5'11", he's got brown eyes.
Jeez.
He's 210 pounds, right? Right, Carlos?
Yep.
So if you fucked with him, he had a notebook of, fucking 20 years old, of every single person that went around. Jeez. So if you fucked with him, he's going to find you. You don't got much of a shot. Wow. You think of the story you're talking about?
Crazy times.
Tell the story. Let me ask you the quick question. We got, actually, Jerry Chili did something. He was looking for an out, a way to get into the airport somehow. Did I know anybody that could get anything off an airplane? I didn't know anybody. So I made a call to Chili. Chili's locked up. You know Chili. Chili's locked
Tommy's
up.
uncle.
Right, Chili. Yeah.
Well, says he's says he's his uncle.
So Chili makes a call to Maruca.
Come to find out.
Yeah. Chili makes a call to Steve Maruca. I sit down with Maruca and tell him what's going on. I don't really think they can do it. And fucking lo and behold, they come back with a guy that works at Miami International. He can get it off. Tells him, at first they were going to do it one way, and he goes, no, just tell him to stick it in Samsonite suitcases. Makes the call. He puts them on the suitcase, and bam, they get it off the plane like that. I'm like, shit, fast.
I remember that.
Everyone's got the money, and he's got a way in, and he starts hustling. And now he's doing all kinds of shit through Miami International with the airport. How many bricks you think? How many? Let me say kilo. Did you get down to the kilo or to the ton? You think you smuggled in what was it? 10 years or more?
Within my time, between 91 and 96, I did like 50,000 bricks, kilos.
50,000 kilos. What's that in tons?
50 tons. Yeah,
1,000.
50,000 tons. No?
That's a lot of shit.
It's a lot of shit.
And Horde or Cardona was telling me that the cocaine that would come into America was different than the cocaine that would go to other countries. They would add something to it to make it more addictive.
Never heard that one.
Well, yeah. Well, there's different in coke. There's different types. There's the type that they use for crack, which is it's
One's
Bezier.
One's an ether base
or
and one's an acetone base. No, I mean wash.
Exactly. And then if it's for sniffing, it's different. It's with the ether and stuff. It all depends where it's going. Yeah, he's right.
Yeah,
it all depends.
We used to get
some like it, the white flaky. Remember that though?
Yeah. So the white that was white as his teeth, right? And then you get the other shit that was almost yellow, like butter. They'd call it butter, right? Yellow as butter.
Exactly.
It was fish scale. It was fish scale. It was butter, but man, it smelled, and we just call it rocket fuel. But when you see that yellow shit, you'd know when they go to cook it, that bitch is coming back 28 grams or close to. So if it went to the bad neighborhoods, they're looking for the yellow shit. I'm talking yellow to a dark tan sometimes. But when you broke a window open and popped the flake off, that shit was shiny like a fish, but yellow.
Yeah.
And then you got the white shit, just as strong, cleaner, doesn't have that gasoline smell. So if they're guys that are snorting it, it doesn't. They don't like
smooth.
They don't like to snort that yellow shit. It's like gas. I mean, you smell. Oh, God damn.
It burns.
But if you're an American, you get the yellow shit. You can stomp on it 100 times to where it looks white, or no?
Well, if you stomp on it, you mix it with some sort of white cut. It's going to change the color anyway, right? If they took the white stuff, it really wouldn't matter whether it was white or yellow. You took the white shit over here and you mix it. The way he's sending it over, if it's coming to Miami, by the time it gets up to New York, it's one brick makes two. Or if it goes to Tennessee or Alabama, they're taking one and making two out of it. Easy.
So what would you say? So one brick from Colombia, by the time it gets to the peddlers, how many times would you say on average, just from history, do you think it's stomped on?
When it hits us, none. When it gets to Miami, none, zero.
But I mean, when it goes from like Miami to New York
another
to
state,
wherever else, and then they cut it down,
Probably they can take a brick and cut it in half. I don't see them if it's pure. So now you got 50% coke.
Right, and then 50% cut.
And then some states, maybe these hillbilly states, who knows what they do to it.
Put fucking meth in it.
I have no idea how bad they can, cut it. But I remember one girl telling me she was from one of these states I barely hear of, like Utah. And she said it's just complete garbage. Maybe 25, 30% pure. These people are snorting lines this long and going, and then give them one from Miami, and you watch them chop these lines up and go, well, you're going to drop dead. Oh, no, I can do that. I said, bitch, you ain't snorting that in front of me. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no fucking way. You're from the wrong state. you come over here on spring break and want to have a fucking party and fucking put out a gram in one shot. I'm saying, try this, and they're fucking camel jaw. Fuck that.
Now, Carlos, is fentanyl a big thing over there? Is that a big problem for you guys in Colombia?
Is it what?
Is fentanyl a big problem for you guys over there in Colombia?
No, I really don't hear much about it over here.
That's good. Good.
I don't hear much
because there's not a lot of people in Colombia doing drugs. You don't see a lot of drug addicts.
Well, they're smart.
They're smart, right? And the fentanyl, which I even asked him yesterday about meth. Are they making meth in Colombia? No, they don't make meth over there. The Mexicans are doing it.
Mexicans are making meth?
Oh, yeah. Making a meth. Oh, shit, yeah.
That's like cowboy shit, Carlos.
But they make meth over there and send it over here. We have
a lot better.
People over here making it, the bikers and all that shit. Yeah. Houses blowing up because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Imagine over there in Mexico where they're protected. They can make whatever they want. Doesn't matter how it stinks. And just like the show Breaking Bad, right?
Yeah.
They're making meth, and what do you need? Chemicals. You don't need a plant. You don't need all this bullshit. You just need chemicals.
Now in Colombia, you can walk into the pharmacia and pretty much get anything you want.
Not like Mexico.
Not like Mexico?
Not like Mexico.
Because like in Mexico, you can walk in and get anything you want. I
want.
used to be in Mexico
Me too.
on vacation. But I would walk in and I'd be like, holy fuck.
Whatever you want. And they were like, hey, especially in the tourist place, you want this, you want this. And I'm like, is this shit real?
You know what was crazy? Carlos, so my friend, he was in Texas. You know, I had nothing to do with what he was doing. And he would cross the border from McAllen over to Mexico. And he would go to the pharmacia, but then he would get the distributor because the distributor would come around twice a week and they'd have everything.
Right.
So he would hit the distributor from the gate and get all the shit from the distributor at a better price than the store. And then all the pharmacias, wherever it is in Mexico that it takes you when you cross McAllen, the fucking pharmacies had nothing in them that he wanted because he bought it all
dry
because he called the he called the distributor before he went in, and then threw him a tip, and he made more money with my buddy from the tips than he did delivering because he ain't making shit, and the company that's making the product, they just want it sold.
Right.
So my buddy was throwing him 1,000 in Mexico. That's a fucking ton of money over there, and this is 20 years ago. So
Wow.
So what was your position in the cartel, Carlos?
The cartel, like as I told Tony the other day, it's not like the mob. It's not like over here, we're part of a cartel. No, the cartel, the one they labeled the organization's cartel was government. Okay.
Wow.
And it's just a group of friends that we know each other. We have contacts and we work together, but we're not a cartel. I didn't belong to any of them. I was independent. But I associated with all of them, okay? Mainly the Cali cartel and the coast and the North Valley. Medellin and I weren't too friendly.
You're the ones that picked your ass up.
Well, yeah, that was one. And I think that what brought that on was I had a real dear friend of mine that looked out for me over here. And he was from the Medellin cartel. He worked with Pablo and all that. And they had him picked up. And he's one of the ones that got chopped up at the cathedral over there at the prison that Pablo built. Okay, he went to visit Pablo because he was doing, as I said, of this political war financing, and George was one of the ones that said, "No, I'm not interested in war. I'm just dealing my dope. I'm spending my money, living my life, and I don't need any problems." So he didn't leave the prison. We never saw him again. He chopped him up.
And who's George Anthony?
George is a buddy of his.
A buddy that was working with him.
Was working with, yeah.
Yeah. So from then on, me and the people from Medellin we weren't on eye to eye, and I stay away from Medellin a lot.
So that was the only problem you really had as an basically independent, I guess you could say, right?
Well, that Pablo, who didn't have problems with Pablo? If you didn't do his way, everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But other than that, no, I had no problems. I had problems that I had here. Mostly was like we were talking about the other day, Tony. It was like envy stuff. People trying to steal money from you, think that you got money stashed away in a certain place, so they want to break down your apartment and see and crash it, see if they can get something from you. Another time, they put out a hit on me to steal from me $980,000 that I had to come collect. So they wanted to get rid of me in order so they can keep the money, and like that they wouldn't have they didn't have to be looking behind their shoulder.
How much did they offer to hit you? Like, well, how much was the contract on your head, basically?
Listen,
I'm sorry, it might be different.
So what he said was they owed him $900,000.
They owed
so
me.
Instead of them paying him, they said, "Well, kill him."
Oh, I'm sorry, Carlos. I misunderstood you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then trust me, where that area was at, you can get nothing. They get a bunch of crackheads to do it.
Yeah, do anything, right, for a couple bucks. And
over there, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Then you got guys protecting, you got bodyguards, right? And they're going to hit you, and they pay off the bodyguards.
Exactly.
It happened to his friend. It happened to a friend of his.
Yeah, my main partner, the one that I started out with, the Colombia part. Okay, not the U.S. part, the Colombia part. The one that I started out with, his bodyguards turned
Oh boy, here we go.
Abs. We'll talk until he comes back.
Okay.
But you would never know.
He said he sent me a shipment, right? And within that shipment, I never messed with heroin. Never. I didn't like that. He sent me half a brick of heroin. Okay. And then when my guys tell me, listen, there's something here that's not supposed to be here. So I call him and tell him, listen, what the fuck did you send me? He starts laughing. And he tells me, no, because, whatever, I just wanted to see if we can move it or whatever. I go, I don't fuck with this shit. So I go, get me a number and I'll give this shit up over there in Miami. He called me right back. He gave me a number and I gave up the heroin he sent, right? A couple days later, he calls me and he asks me, who was the heroin in possession of? I go, me and my guy. Why? He goes, okay, I'll call you back. The dude that he had gotten the heroin from over here, he went in partners with him to the States. The dude said that the heroin had been stepped on. You know what I mean? So that they switched his material. So they went to war saying that, what you sent is what you got. And, the same kind of shit. You owe me, I don't owe you. You owe me, I don't owe you. The dude bribed his bodyguards, paid them I don't know how much so they can set him up. So they backstabbed him.
Well, what ended they up doing to him?
None of them are around. I mean, they lasted like about a month and a half. And the thing is, you know what the funny part is? When I pick up my friend, I pick him up from the street. I pick him up all blooded up, and I take him to the hospital. I was just, going crazy. And but he was already dead. I should have just left him there and let the ambulance pick him up and everything. I pick him up, take him to the hospital, and all these guys are with me, his bodyguards. And I tell them, let's go. And they all come with me, right? And they go with me to my ranch. And I tell them, I want to know who the fuck did this. I want to know everything about what's going on. And I need to know tonight. One of my bodyguards tells me, boss, let's go. I go, wait. He goes, boss, let's go. I had that funny feeling. I had a feeling in my body like I better listen to him. I got in my truck and everything. We left. You know what I'm saying? And then he's the one that tells me they did this, they did this, they did this, and this, and this is what exactly. So I was in Lion's Den without even knowing.
Instinct.
I had them all there.
Instinct, man. Instinct. Yep.
And instinct saved my life a whole bunch of times. You know what I mean?
Carlos, I wish I would have listened to my fucking instinct about 4 times.
Yeah, right.
I think Anthony probably too. What, 3?
Shit.
Or more?
It's always the greed fucking factor.
Oh, fuck.
This side.
Exactly.
It's the greed fucking factor every time.
Yeah,
but those are the type of problems that I've had over here. Just envy kind of stuff. But problems that you killed my whatever, and I'm gonna go after your family, and you're coming after my none of that. No wars or anything like that. Just envy stuff.
See that again, Carlos. The media makes it out to be completely different.
Of course.
So before I talked to Javier Jota and Carlos, I would never know this.
Mm-hmm.
Like Carlos just said. The government named them the cartel.
Oh, yeah.
No,
because you can't just say a group of guys. It doesn't sound good.
Right.
Right.
Well, it doesn't sound like evil enough.
No,
right,
exactly.
Right?
It doesn't sound evil enough. Right. It's got to be the mafia, the cartel. Was the word cartel even in existence before they named you guys the cartel? Is it a Spanish word or is it a new Spanish word?
Cartel in Spanish means like what do you call where they put the most wanted people that it's what do you call it, like a poster,
like the most wanted list,
like America's most wanted list.
And cartel, that's what it is. It means poster. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, where the hell they come up with that shit.
So basically, Pablo, Carlos, you just woke up one day and all of a sudden you guys are cartels.
That's it.
Pretty much.
All right. We're like, what the fuck? I didn't know.
Fuck is the cartel?
Like,
the cartel. And he's like, what the fuck? What cartel? Who's in the cartel?
Yeah.
Calling his buddies. Hey, are you in a cartel? Because they just said we're in a fucking cartel. What I don't know.
Yeah, they named us that shit. And then, like, for instance, all that shit, you send me dope, I take it out. That's it. And I'm no fucking part of, whether whoever called me, you know what I mean? It didn't mean that I was part of an organization or anything like that. I had a service, and if you needed my services, I would comply.
Now,
If it was beneficial for me.
Now, being that you were independent like you were, did you have to kick up to anybody? Like if you sold?
Hell no.
No, really? Wow.
No, it doesn't work like the mafia.
Wow.
No.
They're their own. They're their own. But he can tell you a story about the mafia trying to squeeze him. What was that? Was that Philly?
Oh yeah, I was in Philly.
It was in Philly. You're Philly, aren't you?
Yeah. What happened with that? What happened with Philly?
My guy, my distributor up in Philly, right? That's where I did most of my money. I would like the dope that I would bring over that was mine. I would send it up to Philly. I really wouldn't sell in Miami. I would sell Miami to pay up my cost, to get in, and I would send my profits up to Philly. So one time my distributor up there calls me and tells me, "Hey boss, I'm having a problem with some Italians, and they wanted to squeeze them. They say if you want to sell dope here, you gotta pay up." I'm like, okay, hold on, I'll handle this. So I called Tony.
And then I called Chili. Chili fucking made it. Chili was powerful. You don't touch those guys.
Yeah.
And then Carlos said, "Listen, we don't. Let's just give them a little. We'll give them 50 grand or some small amount of money just to."
Yeah, we gave him 50 grand.
Yeah, because Chili had him. Fuck you, motherfucker. Those are my guys that are with me. Chili was that way. He's with us, and he loved to fight, and he always loved to win, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, Chili, we got a problem with some guys up in fucking Philly. He goes, who? Wah, bah, 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 bah. So he squashed it in fucking a day. And Carlos said, you know what?
Yeah.
Let's give him a little money so we don't have to, you can squash it.
Just to keep the peace.
Just
right?
keep the peace.
And not fuck up business.
But I tell you what, the Italians knew. They were kind of stupid to squeeze the guy. You got Colombians, American Colombians, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, street guys, right, that are born here. You can squeeze them. You ain't squeezing a Colombian because you take him out and a boatload's coming over and spraying everybody. So if you're, you're Philly mob and okay, you squeezed the guy or you did whatever, you beat him up, and he makes a report and says, hey, they shut down business. I'm going to say, okay, where and approximately who are they? We don't need exactly who. We just need approximately who. And I say, those guys in that restaurant. Okay, fine. Brrr, chop them down. There's your message.
What year was the Philly situation?
What year was that?
It was like 93.
Yeah, right before I left.
92,
right,
93.
Yeah, right around there. Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, Philly's not that big either.
No.
I used work through Carlos a lot to push back on the mob because they'd say, "Oh, we're going to do this," and I'm Italian, so I'm here, so they thought they put the squeeze on me, right? And then they'd say, "Okay, if you want to do that, yeah, with Joey Flowers, the Colombo,
Joey Flowers,
yeah." So you guys want to do that? Fine. You don't know who we are. I said, I know who the fuck you are. I heard that a million times, So let me tell you, this is what's going to happen. You want to go this route? You're going to go home, and someone's going to come, a few people, and they're going to kill everybody. There's no rules, no women, no children. No, it's everyone that's breathing, even your goldfish.
And they say they'll start with the goldfish so that you can watch the goldfish die.
And you're all out.
Then they'll hit the dog and the cat, and then maybe a painting.
Mm-hmm.
So you can watch everything happen before they get to you, who they want, right, Carlos?
Yeah.
It's a slow process.
There's
right?
one thing,
Not slow, but I mean,
you don't fuck with other gangs that are from other countries in your country. Imagine that.
Fuck that.
If you get a Russian crew, you're gonna fight them. You better take every one of them out, every single one of them, because they'll send someone over here, kill everybody, go back to Russia, no extradition.
Cartel,
can't touch them.
Cartel, service, whatever it is, you don't fuck with them. The Haitians you don't fuck with.
No.
The Mexicans you don't fuck with. It's just common sense that that type of group doesn't just come, put a bullet in your head or whatever. They're taking it all. They're taking everything you got.
That's why the Italians stayed within themselves for the most part. They didn't, they might go to, the blacks and the Irish or whatever, but they were all Americans. They weren't fucking with, trying to squeeze the Russians or trying to squeeze the fucking Mexicans.
Yeah, the Russians too.
No way.
They're nuts.
No, the
they're
Russians,
nuts too.
You can't play with the Russians.
No,
What the hell?
no, they're like Carlos and them. They don't.
Bad. And they're protected.
Not specifically you, Carlos, but I mean.
But the Russians are protected. The Russian government's not sending anyone back here. I don't care how guilty he is.
Yeah.
The Colombians will send you back.
Isn't what's his name? Why can't the guy who the whistleblower, big time? What's his
Snowden?
name? Yeah, isn't he in Russia?
He was in Russia for some time. It was. Was it Snowden? There was two of them. There was Snowden and the other guy.
I can't remember the other guy either.
The other guy was from Australia, but he was hiding in the embassy. WikiLeaks. That's two different guys. Snowden was the Russian dude. That's right. He dropped the shit on.
Fucking everyone. Well, no,
he was the one on the NSA.
He was the one on the NSA and the privacy and everything. He was the first one to come out to basically say, look, this is what's going to happen. And as we can see today, it's happening.
Yep. Julian Assange was the other one.
Right, that's right.
Oh, yeah, Julian Assange, Carlos. That was the other guy.
Yeah, he's from actually originally from Australia, hiding out in, I think it was the Ecuador embassy, one of those embassies, and they finally picked his ass up.
Yeah, they got him, right?
Out of the embassy. I don't know how they did it, because he was in an embassy, and they got him out of the embassy and charging him in the UK for something.
Really?
Yep.
He'll probably get a slap on the wrist, though, right?
I
don't know. UK's weird. They try
to say he was wanted for some sort of rape, which complete bullshit, because they wanted him out of the embassy. So they came up with this. Right. They come up with this rape story.
Who the fuck's he gonna rape?
Right. Really. They come up with a rape story to get him out of the embassy, and that didn't work. And then eventually they got him out. I don't know how.
Do you guys have whistleblowers over there? That type of thing going on in Colombia?
I mean, whistleblowers. What do you mean, like?
Yeah,
that?
you probably should explain that.
Someone who like rats on the government.
Well, yeah, they've had to run. There's a bunch of them that are living in the States now.
Witness
protection. So they blow, they whistleblow, and they get the fuck out of there as fast as they can.
Yeah, they leave, man. They leave.
Probably a good move, right, Carlos?
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a famous one they call him El Pirri. He's doing he still does his show, but he does it from the States. He doesn't do it from here. He had to leave.
And then what did he do in Colombia what did he say?
He went after everybody. He went after the government. He went after the mob, the Colombian, the drug
cartel
organizations. He went against the guerrillas. He didn't care. He didn't care. He would start messing with everybody. He started digging shit, and like, wow.
He went against.
So he didn't know who was gonna hit him. Everybody wanted to.
Hey, fucking nuts.
How's he still alive now?
Yeah, how's he still alive now?
Yeah, that's a wonder. I mean, I think he's protected over there. Nobody knows his whereabouts, exactly where he's at, but he's in the States. He's not here.
Wow. And he was just giving up tons of information on
everybody. He was like, remember I think New York Italian guy,
Geraldo.
Oh,
yeah.
He was like him.
He almost got whacked.
Like him.
Geraldo almost got whacked. They almost killed him.
Yep.
A
few times. I mean, he was real close to one time, though this last time. Not too long ago.
Really?
Well, I mean, like 10, 15 years ago. Yeah, he was close. I forget what he did, but he said something about the wrong guy, and
he's always saying something, the wrong fucking guy.
Who was he talking about?
He got in John Gotti's face when they came down to Joe Sonkins, and they broke his fucking nose.
Yeah.
They busted his shit. And he was on a fucking next day.
That's what it was.
With his bullshit.
Yeah.
But that was Geraldo. That's how he got famous, And then he had that Geraldo show. It was almost like the Jerry Springer show, wasn't it? With the weirdos on there.
No.
I think he had a show like that.
And that fucking mustache.
Still has that mustache.
God damn.
Still's got that dirty.
I see him on Fox sometimes, and I'm like, bro, that's like 30 years ago, homie. He's got it, Carlos. He's got to get like us, clean shaved.
Yeah,
let's go.
Totally,
motherfucker. He's on national TV. He looks like a fucking cartoon, like
an old fucking Wild Wild West guy.
Yeah, and he's got like the hair with the mustache that you can like twist.
Curl it over.
Imagine how dirty that is.
Oof.
All the food in that shit. Disgusting fuck. Oh boy. So Carlos, tell me another story. Something good.
Tell him the. First, tell them the barbed wire story.
And thank you, Carlos, for coming on. Very interesting. And
thank you for having me.
Learning a lot in the last 40 minutes. So is Rob. Rob's back there like, whoa.
Wait to hear the barbed wire story. This is one of the famous
what story?
Barbed wire?
Beautiful story.
Okay. Well, I was when I got indicted in the States, I fled. I left. I went to live in Mexico. Right? In Mexico, I was received by a bunch of my Colombian friends, and within them, I was introduced to this Mexican guy, big time guy. Okay, He was involved with the police and everything, the government over there. He had authority muscle, right? He had a girlfriend, which his girlfriend was one that introduced us. His girlfriend had a niece, right? And she was in the university, and she was always catching buses and taxis and stuff like that. So he said, you know what? We're gonna give Marcela a car. So he ended up buying Marcela a car so she can go to, she was all happy with her car and all this stuff. One day, they're calling Marcela and she doesn't show up. They're they're calling her, and she doesn't show up. Blah, blah, blah. Out of the sudden, a couple hours later, she knocks on the door and she's crying and hysterically and all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. And they stole her car, right? So they, the aunt is telling her, look, don't worry about it. It's material. Thank God you're fine, whatever, blah, blah, go to sleep, rest and all that. Okay, boom. She goes to sleep. The next morning, she comes down and Marcela's still crying, right? She's still crying and she's like, why are you crying? I told you, don't worry about it. Material stuff come and go. The important thing is that you're fine. They didn't hurt you. It's not like they raped you or anything. Whoa, she broke down like on her knees and her aunt felt like total shit. She's like, no, don't tell me. And then she just broke out and she told her that she had, they had 4 guys had raped her. The guys that, and they took the car. Okay. She, the aunt calls my friend and tells her, I need you to come over here. I was actually with him. And then, we show up at the house and they go upstairs and they start talking, and she tells him. And then he comes down and he tells me, listen, I need you to take care of a couple things that we were doing. I had to turn in some monies and some dope and stuff that we were getting ready to do a run. And I'll call you later. I go, okay. So I went to take care of what I had to take care of, and he went to take care of what he had to do. He calls me, within the next couple of days, he calls me. He tells me, come to the ranch. I'll send you the plane. He sent me his plane. I got him and I landed on his ranch. When I land on his ranch, he's got 4 guys hung open, like arms out, legs out. He had gotten the guys that raped the girl.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
So he goes up to one guy and talk to me. Tell me what what happened, blah, blah, blah. What he did was he got what do you call it? An arrow?
Barbed wire.
An arrow? No, wait. This is the first one.
Oh.
He got an arrow and he stuck it in his ear. And then he grabbed the hammer.
Oh,
bam.
Shit.
His fucking ear. And he's but the dude, you believe the dude didn't talk? He didn't talk. And then like the other guy, the main guy, he was like, oh, wait, I'll tell you. And then he was all like, okay, talk to me, tell me. And then he told him how everything went down, blah, 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 blah. He goes, okay. I go, okay, shit. I'm here. I'm in presence of all this stuff. Me and my guy, I had one of my bodyguards with me. He was like, what the fuck's going on? And then
they're just putting arrows in people's ears. That's all with a hammer.
I go, you just stay calm. You see nothing. You hear nothing. You ain't saying shit about this. Let's just roll this through. And then after the guy tells him everything that went on and everything, he goes, okay. And he had the guys pull down his pants. And then I see him walk towards the little terrace that he's got. And he puts out this glove that covers all his arm, right? He grabs some barbed wire and some PVC, right? And then he just PVC right up his rectum. I'm like, ooh. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy gonna do? You know what I'm saying? And then he grabs the barbed wire, pulls out the PVC, ties up the rest of the barbed wire on his arm where he had that glove, and boom. You just see all his fucking like boom, and the dude just like boop. And then the other 3 saw everything that was going on. They were going just flipping, and they just got something to the head, and that's it. They had it easy, but this guy, shit. My guy was like, calm your fucking ass down, man. You need to chill, because if you fucking, you're weak, you're next.
Yeah, you
know what
want
I'm
you
saying?
want
You
you want
gotta-
that
you
barbed
gotta
wire
play
up your
this shit.
ass? You better calm down, homie.
Yeah, you got to play like this shit out like this is nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because you get weak like that, then you're a weak link.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't leave.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's Tony's favorite story. I don't know why.
Wow, it's pretty crazy.
That's a good one.
And you were present for all that?
Yeah, I was there.
Holy shit!
I was there. And then that motherfucker tells me I'm hungry. Let's go eat. I'm like, okay.
Fuck, that sounds familiar.
That's the second time someone said, let's go eat after whacking somebody.
bet
Must be a tradition in Colombia.
I bet if they did that,
Right?
there'd be no more rapes, right? If they started doing stuff like that here, we wouldn't have those problems.
Right? Put that
anymore.
shit on
We
TV.
wouldn't have
See
that
how
problems
what
anymore.
fucking, oh,
That's a good
twice.
point.
Yeah, exactly.
good-
Well, you know,
problems.
they wiped out. They you know the other guys before they got the bullet to the head. They gave up the rest of the crew.
They were jacking
It was
cars,
like
right?
22, 24 of them. And he cleaned out the whole city. He sent out a message. You know what I'm saying? He sent out a message. There was no more stealing in that city. You know?
Only thing that works is fear. You know, you can lock somebody up, you can do whatever, but you put fear in somebody. That's how things change.
Yeah.
There's no
That's
other
it.
way.
It's different.
There's no other way, Carlos.
Different.
And
No,
I mean,
yeah.
that's right. Can't be
New York,
fucking
you can take
nice.
Whatever you want in New York. You can steal whatever you want in New York. Take purses.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
You seen that?
yeah.
Joke.
Yeah, and nobody's doing nothing.
Yep.
They just they robbed Louis Vuitton in New York in Times Square, and literally, I mean, there was like 100 people with cell phones. So I guess it was like 900 a person. So there was 10 different guys they're literally like it's 6 o'clock at night.
Right.
And Carlos, here in America, you could see it on TV. They're literally just running. Cars are going by, and there's fucking Louis Vuitton all on their shoulders, clothing, shoes, you name it. And nothing happened.
They're not even running though. They're just walking out.
Yeah.
walking.
Carlos, they're walking. They're not even running. They're literally just
Crazy.
like walking fast. Cars are going by. Like, hey, how are you? How much you want for that?
Right.
Can I get that for 50% off?
Imagine doing that 4 or 5 times a day, just walking in 900, 900, 900, 900, and selling for 300.
You do that 10 times, you're set for the year.
Right. You're great. You know, and it's per offense.
Wow.
So if they
That's
catch
crazy.
you, they're gonna let you walk. You know, it's 900, 900, 900. You don't
Yeah.
do
Just get 30 guys.
30 guys. Fuck.
I mean,
Beautiful.
they're insane.
Wow.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy here, Carlos. I mean, jeez.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure Anthony's told you, but now, Carlos, when you open up a newspaper in Colombia, what do they talk about in Colombia? Here, you open it up and it's all political shit and pandemic shit. When you get in Colombia, the newspaper, what do you see in there? I was always curious to know.
Depends what newspaper you open up. If it's the official, like say the Herald over here, it's political, and that's a basic newspaper. There's one that's called La Libertad, Liberty, and there's another one called Al Dia, to the day. That's what they call translated, right? There's a joke out here within those two newspapers. They say that if you just you squeeze the newspaper, blood will come out, because all they got there is just everybody fucking, a truck ran over I don't know who, and they got all the graphic pictures in there. Somebody got all shot up, and you see them all bullet up in the you know what I mean?
And
It all depends.
The news over there is not like over here. They
And-
show that shit. They don't blur it out.
they show
they
it.
should-
Oh shit! And is that the same with the TV too? TV is the same thing.
TVs, they show, but they blur. Usually, a lot of the times they blur out the yucky parts.
Like the real graphic part. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They'll blur it out. But over here it all depends. It all depends which ones you're looking for and which ones really interest you. You know what I mean?
It's funny. Not too long ago, you were walking down the street, and the guy got shot in the head, and you kept walking.
That's when I first got. That's when I first got here.
He looked down. Oh shit! Bye. I'm gonna do.
That's when I first got here. I was in Bogota.
He put his phone in his pocket. I didn't see it.
Ain't none of his business, right, Carlos?
Right? Yeah.
None of my
Fuck that. I
motherfucking
didn't see
business.
anything.
Fuck that.
Yeah, I was walking. I was in Bogota. I went to see my aunt. My aunt asked me to stay. I hadn't seen her in I don't know how many years. And then she told me, "No, baby, stay. You leave tomorrow morning." Okay, I'll stay. I stayed. Right. The next morning, I'm walking out because I gotta go catch a cab. I live in an apartment complex. I'm walking out to catch a cab, and then walking down the sidewalk to the main avenue. There's a dude walking right on my left side, right next to me. I don't know, a minute later, 2 minutes later, all I hear is bam, 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 bam. The dude, bloop, he just dropped. They put a whole bunch in his head. And I mean, he had glasses like me here. And I just like, I looked down and he had his glasses like that. His eye was heading one way. And wow, 2 kids got him. I think they were 14, 15. They couldn't be any much older.
Sounds like Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was an emerald guy. He worked at the emerald mines and he had stolen, I don't know how many rocks of emeralds. And they found them.
Probably $20 worth.
Wow, really?
Right.
Don't steal.
But
Don't steal. They fucking
principle.
knock you off.
Principle. But I bet that sent a message.
Yeah, you don't steal.
No.
You don't steal here. No. I like not from powerful people. Mm-mm.
What's that, Rob?
That's why they don't have the problems that we have.
Yep. He's right. Now, what is Colombia considered? It's not communism. Is it socialism or is it just?
Oh no, it's a democratic country. It's a democratic. Right now, I mean, they're trying to make it into socialism and communism. I don't know what the hell that is, but that's what the fight's about with the guerrillas and stuff. But I don't think that's coming in here. There's too many private armies here, and they're not. No one is gonna come over here, and these guys are not gonna let anyone come take their stuff. Trust me,
because
that's not gonna happen. What happened in Venezuela, it's not gonna happen here.
Because it would kill the service, business, cartel, whatever you want to call it. It would kill it.
Everything. Yeah. Everything.
No way that. I mean, I don't know. You're there, but I can't imagine them letting that happen. They'll just take out everybody that's trying to make it happen.
You'd see all the cartels get together and fucking let's go, buddy.
Like, cartels that hate each other. Now
fucking go.
It's time because it's money.
Yeah.
It's their business. For Christ's sake.
Listen, it's hard enough living there. You know, it's not the easiest country to live in. What we can do in an hour takes fucking 6 hours. Can you imagine knocking that backwards? Now it takes 3 days to get something done because you're in the middle of fucking mayhem.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
They ain't having that. And Colombia's doing nothing but going up. You can't go down. You're just going up and up and up. They're opening up all kinds of good place to invest.
Now, do they have a lot of are they doing the whole war on drugs thing at all there?
No, look, they just like Otniel, the other guy. They basically let a guy be a kingpin for it's a kingpin for X amount of time, and they kind of just like the other guy from Mexico, Chapo. They let him run, they let him roll, and they work with him, and then they say, all right, you're going to turn yourself in, and you got to come in on this day, and they'll cut a deal. He'll do 3-4 years.
Do you think, and this goes for you too, Carlos, do you think that in America just drugs should be legal? Like you should just be able to walk in and buy whatever you want?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. You'll chop all everybody's legs off. The drug organization. You'll chop their legs off. Of course.
It's just like alcohol. If you can put alcohol into your body, and after 3 or 4 drinks, can't drive a car or go home and beat your wife, whatever the case is with alcohol. What's the difference with cocaine or meth or whatever you want to do? Do it yourself, but there should be like a parameter. Don't drink and drive, okay? Because you can endanger other people. Well, don't smoke meth and leave the house. No, that'd be hard, but at least,
like pace out back or something.
Right, pace around your fucking house, so you can arrest them not for the meth, but maybe for
pacing,
being intoxicated in public,
right?
Something like that, But if they did that, look, women can, they're in charge of their own body, right? They can do what they want. If they don't have an abortion, not have an abortion, then fuck, why can't you put cocaine up your nose?
And my opinion on it is, I think it would save a ton of deaths. Because now you're walking into a Walgreens or a CVS or a pharmacy and you know what you're getting. So even if it's Carlos who's supplying it, he's supplying real shit. It's not from some guy that doesn't know what he's doing, that's throwing God knows what's in it that you're getting off the street to make it more potent or whatever. You're walking in, you're getting, pure shit. It's not you're not gonna do too much because it's all the same, and the death rate would probably go down 50%.
Absolutely,
because
it's pure instead of fucked up. It becomes
fucked up
pharmacy
or whatever they put in it. And if it was legal today, are you gonna go buy heroin?
No,
neither am I. Neither is Rob. Right? So, I mean, there might be a few that go in and play with it and they get hooked, but for the majority, I think in America that if they made it legal, people that don't do it wouldn't do it, and the people that do it, at least it would be regulated as far as not hurting somebody.
Right, but what would that do? That would shut down all the drug dealers in Mexico because we'd have it here, right? It would shut them down. It would shut down all the wars and death and fucking fighting back and forth. But the problem is, it would shut down a lot of jobs. That's why they won't do it. Think about all the cops, the arrests, the lawyers, the judges, the prisons.
I think that, well,
Free money.
What?
The free money.
The free money, the confiscation of the money in the houses and all that. But the amount of jobs and money they would lose by making drugs legal, they'd rather make it illegal.
Carlos, how involved do you think American government is involved in the transportation of it getting over here? Very involved, huh? Yeah, I know.
Think about
Yeah. Good, Carlos. Yeah.
Talk to my lawyer Tony.
Yeah.
If you got a guy like
plead the fifth.
Think about a guy like El Chapo running for fucking 15 years in Mexico. You mean the U.S. couldn't go get him at any time in less than 24 hours? If they really wanted to.
Hypothetically, maybe he had an in with the government.
There you go.
Hypothetically, Carlos. Hypothetically.
Yeah, hypothetically, yeah. They're. I mean,
absolutely.
I personally know of a couple situations that they have a license to go.
Agreement.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Gotcha.
Because they look at it like this. Let's say you got one guy here, right? And because he's in power, he's stopping everyone else from being in power. Right? He's got that stronghold. Knock him off, and now you got 10 other people fighting for power. Blood, war everywhere. And now the government doesn't know exactly. They're starting all the fuck over, trying to find this one, and this one, when they can pinpoint him and make sure. And actually, they probably say, listen, you're the chief, but make sure there's no other chiefs. That would be my deal. You're the chief. I don't want to see another head pop up. If he does, your ass is out, and the new head pops up.
That would never happen, though, right?
Oh, what? Oh, it would?
Oh,
yeah. Oh. You get one guy that's good, like a Chapo type of dude. Don't let anyone else, if
how could he control the next guy coming up? I guess he could.
Because he's strong.
Chapo.
Yeah.
He's got that much power.
Shit, yeah. Like, look at Pablo. But Pablo, Pablo was Medellin, and you got the other guys on the coast, and, he did his thing. Ain't no one else popping up over there. Impossible.
Well, like in relation to that, I thought taking out Saddam Hussein was the dumbest fucking thing you could possibly do.
I don't know how that had to do with anything.
That was Bush.
It was bullshit, right?
That was Bush. No, old Bush didn't finish. He, for whatever reason, he wanted him out, so then he had his son do it. But he didn't even have anything. And as bad as the guy was, he did have his people under control.
Yeah,
he did. They listened to him, right? Saddam Hussein. I mean, he's a jerk off, but they listened to him and he had his people under control. Now you take him out because of whatever vendetta or whatever the oil. Well, that makes sense.
But what was the reason they used crimes against humanity or something like that?
They said he had nuclear weapons and shit.
Weapons of mass destruction.
And he didn't have one, Carlos.
He didn't
have fucking one.
Wow.
Some intelligence. How do you not get that right? They were digging under the sand and shit looking for stuff
to find the oil.
They fucking knew. Yeah, he's right. No, well, think what the Bushes are in. Oil. They're huge in oil.
And you notice how no one ever gets in trouble?
Never. And and Carlos, like Andrew was saying, like they don't got fucking 10,000 satellites up there that they could see everything that's going on.
They can see what time it is on your wrist, right?
Right.
They know exactly what time on a watch, but they don't know where a fucking one giant nuclear weapon is.
Right. So, or you're gonna tell me that what from the satellite that they have up there that is probably way more advanced than we know, can't see that that's not a nuclear weapon, or if they do or if they don't, they fucking knew he didn't have it. There was a vendetta. They wanted to finish the job, and the oil. I bet the oil had a shit ton to do with it, right? Because, I mean, Bushes have got all the money from oil.
Yeah.
They're not wazillionaires from fucking being a president.
Yeah, I mean, shit. If it was me and I went in for that war, I would have been public about, listen, you're paying for the fucking war, motherfucker. I'm taking your oil.
Yeah.
I'm taking it. Fuck it. Our gas prices would have went right down. And you know how we never end up paying, you know how we always pay for stuff like the turnpike, for example? We're supposed to pay because you're paying for the construction of the turnpike?
Yeah.
Well, when the fuck does that end? Because I remember when it was a quarter.
Yeah, it used to be a
throw
quarter.
the quarter in there, right? And now we're a couple bucks every time you go through. See how much money they made on that turnpike?
Bro, we could
have bought 100 of those turnpikes.
We had in the Suffering Podcast guys, and they're from New Jersey. And it's now, when you go through the one to get the bridge, $7 now.
Jesus.
$7 to get through a toll to go to New Jersey.
And that's what, for the maintenance of the bridge or some shit
Yeah, which, I mean, I haven't been there in a minute, but the last time I was there was more fucking potholes in there than,
Jeez.
I mean, I would literally have to drive around them to not get a flat tire.
Somebody's bankrolling.
The bridge is collapsing up there. What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm at $7 a person. You want to talk about racket? Yeah,
Or per car.
Wow.
per car. What? But think how many cars come? It's each way. 7 in, 7 out.
$14 a day. Imagine if you're going 2 ways.
That's crazy.
Plus $5 a gallon for gas, or $4 a gallon for gas. Fuck. I mean, right there alone,
Crazy.
just to go down there is fucking,
That's
$50
They come down here and they drop money. Like, how much? How much is that house? 500,000 here. Well, wait a minute. It was only worth 200, but fuck. In Jersey, it would have been $1 million.
Yeah, but the houses now are fucking ridiculous.
Stupid
It's Carlos here. The inflation with houses, gold,
Crazy, yeah?
even wood is triple, quadruple. Actually,
Wow.
yeah, it's nuts, fucking nuts.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how far do you think you guys are going to keep up with the podcast and keep going on our schedule?
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna keep going. We're gonna try and tighten up a little bit more, be more on, because we've been slacking in the last couple of weeks.
Because you're so busy.
But well, thank God.
That was a joke.
And
well, better to be
know,
busy than not busy.
yeah, right. And then a lot of the guys, subscribers and stuff, are sending us ideas and stuff. So we're gonna entertain a couple of see how we improve it. This is new to us though.
Okay, Carlos, you got a girl walking around back
Yeah,
there.
see
Keep us looking
Over your shoulder. Someone's creeping up on you?
Oh, okay. That's at the building. That's at the construction site. They're
Oh,
walking around.
Flashlight?
They're inspecting. They're walking around with a flashlight.
I just want to make sure there wasn't any barbed wire hanging around there.
No. No, I actually seen them through the glass a little while ago, but I was looking, I didn't see them. Now I see they're over here. Okay.
I thought either barbed wire or hookers.
He had a buddy knock.
I'm just messing with you, Carlos.
He had one of his buddies
Okay.
knock on his door one time.
Okay.
Carlos, what was that guy that knocked on your door? Something happened to him and his son.
Which one was this?
Which one was this?
They raped his son.
That's not funny.
Oh,
And they knocked on his fucking door. They knocked on his door sometime. This is a good one.
Raped
It
his son?
was bad.
yeah.
Story.
This guy
was.
This is actually this was actually my muscle guy, the guy that backs me up. He started doing his loads and stuff to the States and all. He was a mechanic. And then the mechanic, they came up with an idea of sending dope up to the States and transmissions and stuff like that. And so they started doing well. They started sending shit up there and making their money and stuff like that. And in those days, there was a family over here, a group of guys that they were muscle here. They were like, well, how do you call it, Tony? They're like the mob does. They shake them down. They were shaking down people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they knocked on his door, and they told him that he needed to pay up. That he was working, he was doing pretty well. That he needed to come up with some money for protection. And then he's like, I don't need to, I don't need any protection. I'm doing very well on my own, and I don't need to give up any money. You know what I mean? If you want to make some money, you can invest with me, and I'll help you make some money. But I'm not giving you any money for free. I don't need any protection. So they went back and forth. Well, they ended up kidnapping him. They kidnapped him and his son. He picked his son up from school, and they kidnapped him. And they had him for like about 10 days, more or less. Okay, and you guys believe that these fucking pieces of crap, they raped his son in front of him.
That's a fucking disgrace.
Fucking
You don't
disgusting.
do that. You don't do that shit.
Oh, fucking disgusting, boy.
They raped his son in front of him. And but he had an angel. He had an angel with him, and I think they haven't. I mean, I don't know, but I think they raped him also. I don't, but that's not for sure. That's not his son, definitely. But he got away. I don't know how the hell it happened, but he got away, and he got away in his underwears. Okay, so
Good for him.
he got
Good for
away,
him.
and this guy became a monster, man.
I guess so.
That's when he became a powerhouse. He loaded up. He brought in What was the word, Tony, that I used the other day? I used missionaries, but it's not missionaries. What's the other word?
Mercenaries.
Missionaries. That's the
Missionaries like the church people.
They already said missionaries.
I don't think they're bringing church people.
He
Bro.
said we sent in a whole bunch of missionaries and killed these people, and I'm like, what, motherfucker? You got people in the comments, missionaries, fucking mercenaries. It was funny though. So yeah.
Yeah, he brought in an army, man. He brought in an army, and he went to war. He wiped out.
Tell him how they knocked. Was that the guy that knocked on your door and said he was just visiting you? This is good.
Yeah, that's him. That was him. He one day I was here. And he comes up. He shows up at my house, at my apartment, and he knocks. Like, hey, what's up? I go, what's up? What are you doing? He goes, no, I was just coming. I was around here, so I just decided to stop by and come and say hi. I'm like, you come by and say hi? What the fuck you up to? And I said, you don't just come by here and say hi. This dude would hang around with like 50 bodyguards, right? And then I look out my window and I see his bodyguards that are leaving. He used to leave a crew outside, a crew inside the lobby, and then a crew would come upstairs with him and stay outside my door. Okay. And then he had he had on the lower block and higher block, he had guys waiting whichever way he was going to go, they go, 50 bodyguards. And that day I see that I look down, and then the bodyguards that are supposed to be downstairs, they leave. And I'm like, what are you up to? And he's like, no, nothing. I'm just here. Okay, what's on TV? What do you guys make for lunch? And I like this nigga's up to something. So he turns on the TV. We start watching the news and all this, and he's just talking crap, talking about soccer, talking about this and all that. And I'm like, I'm inside my head. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy up to? You know what I'm saying? Like 20 minutes, 10, 15, 20 minutes, I don't know how long later, pass by, and all of a sudden I hear, boom! My windows, I had bulletproof windows and everything. They went like, they shook. I'm like, what the fuck? And I go, what happened? He goes, I don't know, but I'm staying here tonight.
Good answer. Good answer, right?
One of the dudes of the families that did this to him and his son lived like three buildings down. They had a house 3 buildings down from where I lived. He wanted to listen to the explosion. He blew up the fucking guy's house.
Jeez.
That's what he was doing there. He stayed there that night, and then he went home after the police, fire department, everybody. After everybody left, then he goes, okay, now I can go, and he left.
Good shit, huh?
Well, good move, buddy.
Yeah.
Right.
So now, Carlos, if an American comes there, if an American goes not to a tourist spot but comes to Colombia, is there a lot of risk for an American to be walking around there checking out, like non-tourist areas?
Would you be in trouble if you go to Liberty City at night?
I would have to assume so.
Yeah, Liberty.
Okay, it's the same thing.
Yeah,
it's the same thing. I mean, you're not gonna go here to a crack spot or something like that and expect to come out healthy. You know what I mean?
That's true.
It's the same thing. And I mean, you just got to be careful wherever you go. I mean, there's areas that you really shouldn't go into because, and there's nice areas. There's plenty of nice areas. Plenty.
Yeah,
plenty of good areas.
Anthony was telling me that it's becoming really like more modern.
Oh yeah, they're building up.
Yeah,
they're good.
Disney's coming.
Disney's coming.
They're gonna build it.
Oh, shit.
Disney's coming. Formula. We just got approved for a Formula One track.
Wow, Formula One too.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're going up. I mean, they're moving.
Oh wow.
Trump owns like a whole big ass community here in Cartagena, the entrance of Cartagena. He's got from moderate to high end property within that community.
No,
he's everywhere, boy.
If you're in the right,
if
you're in the right spot, you're fine. You can walk around it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it at night. Like fuck, I wouldn't walk anywhere at night. You know what I mean? But yeah, like I called him the other day, and he's driving in the car, right? And he goes like this. His phone's down on his lap. He's down on his lap. He's looking like this. I go, what are you doing? He goes, I'm driving around. I'm in a bad spot. You don't do this.
My fucking driver took a wrong turn.
You don't put the phone your ear. You don't do that. No, because a motorcycle pulls right up and they see it. Fucking
take my phone.
Give it to me.
Wow.
Keep that shit down. But that's in some areas.
Right.
In some areas.
Yeah.
They look at that.
Yeah, I was coming from the airport, and then usually, I don't know why, everywhere in the world, the little neighborhoods around the airport are always bad neighborhoods. I don't know why. Everywhere I go, it's always like that. And then I told him make a right, he made a left, and he went right into the fucking hood where, you know what I mean? I'm like, this mother.
Like, great. Here we go.
Yeah. So we were all right though. You know what I mean?
What does Colombia think of the United States right now? What's their opinion of the United States?
Oh no, Colombia likes anything that the United States does. The states sponsor Colombia.
Oh,
Colombian, we got the Colombia plan. We get I don't know how many billions of dollars a year to fight drugs and and all kinds of shit over here. So whatever the state says, that's us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you go to Colombia, you're American, they like you. There's some countries you go to, you're American, they don't like you.
Right.
No, they like Americans for sure.
Yeah.
I was just curious how,
especially the girls.
Oh yeah, no, I heard. I was just curious to know how Colombia itself thinks of the United States. Like the political shit. Like, do they like Trump? Do they like Biden? Whatever.
No, they don't care.
They don't give a fuck.
They don't care. They care about the money.
The money.
That's
good. That's how it really
something. If we do something, they do it right behind us. Yep. Well,
Yeah.
Vaccine. Can't travel. It's right behind. It's right behind. Everyone needs a vaccine. Oh, a few months later, everyone needs a vaccine. Can't travel to the United States.
One thing that has changed is everybody wanted to go live in the States before. Now they don't. Now they want the tourist visa. They want to go to the States and come back.
Smart.
You know what I mean? But it's not like they want to go live over there because shit's popping over here right now.
Tell you, if you can make 1,000 a month in the States, maybe let's say a little more, 1,500 a month in the States, and send it back to Colombia, rent is like 300 maybe.
So let's say a house here in South Florida is $500K. What would it be in Colombia? U.S. dollars.
$500K, maybe 100,000.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's real low. So if I pay, for example, her rent, she's got a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, $225 a month.
$225?
$225 a month.
Wow.
And a nice building, nice complex, pool, fucking security, the whole thing.
We might have to think about this, Rob, because my new friend Carlos has my back, and Anthony's got my back.
Do you guys know Coco Plum?
That's in the Grove?
By the Coconut Grove, those houses back there. Do you guys know those? Or Star Island?
Yeah.
I'll give you an example.
I know Coconut Grove. I know,
Star Island, right?
All right.
Yeah, right.
Okay, houses there going, fucking what, 10, 15 million, 20 million?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're what, 15 to 25 right now?
I'm about to close on a contract where I'm going to build a community of 42 houses. All right, houses of that nature, of that size over here. They go for $1 million, $2 million.
Wow.
Wow.
Or over in the States, it'll be 10, 15 million.
And over there, they're fucking built, not like our bullshit houses.
Oh no, over here they're really built. Not over there like they got that fucking sheetrock shit.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Your bedroom walls, concrete.
Yeah.
They're solid concrete.
The whole thing.
Solid concrete. I don't know how they get the fucking conduit in the wall, but they got it. Drilled, put that shit in there. It's unbelievable.
Because Carlos, correct me if I'm wrong, but I would assume that the builders are generation and generation strong, not like where we fall apart here.
Insane.
So their dad, their grandfather, their great grandfather were builders, and they taught them how to do the job right.
Right. You remember there was a hurricane hitting Mexico, Category 5, on the coast.
Didn't do shit.
They said complete annihilation. Right. Nothing happened. You want to know why? It's all solid concrete. The houses.
Yeah, they were built. They were built
perfect.
right.
Nothing happened. Complete nothing. Now us would have been fucking like someone wiped their ass.
Well, 90% of the builders are, and this isn't for every builder. I'm just saying a lot of the builders are all fucked up on some type of pill or something. You know what I mean?
But our code is bullshit. Our code is bullshit.
Yeah, that's right. You deal with that all the time. Yeah.
It flies right off.
That's interesting. Yeah, because Carlos, I have a friend in Philippines. And he makes like $300 a week, U.S. dollars.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
He saved his money. He built a fucking house, 20 acres, four bedroom, 4 bathroom, and it's nice, like high ceilings and shit. $25,000.
Oof.
25 grand.
Yeah.
And the most expensive part was the land. The land was more than the fucking house.
Jeez.
Right.
And Carl, it's a nice house for $25K.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now they just got hit by a fucking typhoon,
Mm-hmm.
and he hasn't had power or water for a month and a half.
Yeah, that's a problem. But the house is standing.
The house was the house. They got hit by a fucking massive typhoon. He hasn't had water or power for over a month and a half, but the house, not even a hiccup, and it was right there on the. When those typhoons come, you're fucked.
Yeah.
It was basically a tsunami. I think they downed it to a typhoon to make it sound better.
Right.
But I talk to him every day. I've been working with him for 20 years. And for him to not have water because they've been hit before when I've been working with them. And the way he got hit, he said, look, they might say it's a typhoon, but he goes, we've been wiped out. He's got to go in over there. They got mopeds. So he's got to go. He's got to go 5 miles, kilometers, whatever that is in miles. 5 kilometers on his moped to a library to get internet connection.
Yep.
Still now.
Wow.
Yeah. So a fucking typhoon.
Crazy.
No, that's a tsunami, boy.
God damn.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But the house pricing it's crazy in different countries,
Yeah,
and they're much better in these other places too.
Oh yeah. They're better built.
Yeah, Colombia sounds like it's coming up.
No, it's really.
Yeah.
But now, Carlos, the more that comes up, then the prices are going to go up for everything too.
Well, but they'll make more money.
Yeah,
too.
but it's still going to be cheaper in the States.
Yeah, especially now.
Always.
Listen, my house. If you look now, when I bought it, whatever it's worth, it's worth $200,000 more than it was when I bought it. Let me tell you something. My house is not worth $200,000 more than when I bought it. No way in fucking hell.
Oh yeah.
But that's what it is on
mine too. Exactly 200,000 more than it was before the pandemic.
And your house and my house ain't worth 200,000.
No way. It's because there's no houses left.
Yeah.
You could ask whatever you want. I could sell mine and make 300,000, but the question is, where am I going to go?
Right.
Because there's nothing left. I'd have to spend another 300 to get a new house.
Because it's not like it's just your house that went up.
They're fucking. They pick them up like this. Boom, boom, boom.
And this might sound weird, like conspiracy, but it's almost like Colombia sees this happening. So they got Disney. That's huge. And now the tourists come in and they say, wait a minute, it's not so bad here.
Mm-hmm.
The fucking, everything isn't inflated. This might be a decent spot. And,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Before the big thing was going to Costa Rica.
That's a good move by Colombia. Right now is the time, boy, for Colombia to make their move.
Yeah. And then they opened up a shitload of direct flights. They didn't have this before.
Oh, yeah.
A shitload of direct flights going straight to Colombia. Boom. Colombia, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Miami.
Smart.
They didn't have that. They opened up, I don't know, it was 60.
From different cities.
From different cities to make it like, it used to be Cancun for vacation, or people moved to Costa Rica. Now Costa Rica's price went right up. It used to be cheap, but because so many people moved there, price went up. Now, there's going to be certain areas of Colombia where, like, Cartagena is more expensive because a lot of tourists over there. So you go to Cartagena and you get something for, $20. You go 3 blocks that way, it's $5. Same shit. Same shit.
Yeah.
What's the price of Carlos? What's the price of gold like over there?
Speaking of gold,
that's a good question.
The gold, I'll tell you right now. Hold on.
We were working on it. We were working on something with gold.
It's huge. That's up. Fuck. When I was looking, I would say average
official price. I'll tell you right now. Hold on.
We had a guy that we were going to get it right out of the mine, and we were going back and forth, and they were showing us it was melted. They put it in the bricks and da 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 da. So he said, "All right, let's do this," And they said, "All right, you got to come with us." And he was like, "Shit, I ain't going with you into the mountains. It's a one-way trip. Well, you bring it down, and we'll give you the money." And no.
But are you going to make it back down? I guess
right.
Would be the question.
If it went up, it'd been no. He says, "You bring it down, I'll give you the money. That's it." But
a gram, 230,000 is 230,000 is like something like about $70 a gram, which is, but this is 24 karat now.
Yeah,
I'm looking now. It's
times 28.
1 gram is $58 US.
You got your math right over there?
Yeah. I'm actually on the page. I got a calculator right here. Hold on.
You got over there?
130,000
So is that cheap? What is that?
Divided by 36.
United States,
That's States, $50 a gram over here.
$58 a gram over here.
And we can sell you some gold if you want.
But wait a minute, but you got to check if it's 24 karat though.
Yeah, no, it's 24 karat. Yeah, 24 karat
Hold on.
is.
I'll tell you right now. Hold
No,
on.
I just changed. Yeah, no, I'm wrong. I'm wrong, Carlos. It's $1,820
A gram or an ounce?
ounce.
So 1,800.
An ounce? Okay, so divide. Okay,
28
times 28.
64. Divide.
Too much math for me here.
Divide by 28. $64 a gram. 1,800 an ounce is $64 a gram.
So that's what it is here. Carlos, how much you say it was over there?
Divided by 36. 63.
So about the same.
More.
Yeah.
It's through the roof
That's
everywhere.
official. That's official.
Yeah.
These are official prices. But like for instance, we can go direct to the mine, which I'm not gonna do. We can get probably a 50 more or less a gram.
Yeah.
But they want us to come up there, and I'm not going with no money over there. You know what I mean? So
For an $8 difference in gold? Nah.
Oh, no.
yeah, fuck
Nah.
that.
One way fucking trip.
Maybe if it was $5, you'd think about it, but
Exactly.
not for an $8 difference or whatever it may be.
Yeah, price of gold is usually that's international. That's it's if you can get it how do you say it? If you can get it
The black market.
black market. That's
Yeah.
when
And then you got to get it in. Some guys just got nailed bringing it into South Africa, a whole shitload, right through the airport, millions of dollars. I think it was South Africa.
It's illegal to bring gold in?
Well, not if you're not licensed. I mean, in other words, you're buying in the black market, go through the fucking airport. Why would you go through the airport with that much gold? A lot of gold,
Like blocks of gold?
blocks of gold.
Like they're not going to
They're not going to get caught. I mean,
They're heavy as fuck.
shit.
They're going to think you either have a body in the bag or something, right? I mean, there's something in there that shouldn't be in there. Imagine what that price would be for your fucking carry-on.
Jeez. You notice when you go through the airport now, there's no more customs. If you notice that, when's the last time you've been through an airport?
Fucking
You used to stop,
man.
go to customs, they'd open your bag in front of you and do all this shit. That never happens. You get your bag off the plane, they already know. I don't know how they do it.
X-ray.
Yeah, fuck, why didn't they do the x-ray before? I mean, now, here's what I did know. Last three times I went to Colombia, I get to Colombia and my bag was opened with their fucking
yeah, they check them.
with their well, hold on. They checked it in the States. They put their TSA thing in there.
I get
I'm
that
thinking,
every time.
hold
Every
on a
time I
second.
go up north, I get that.
I don't want somebody. Well, you're inside the U.S. I can okay. Imagine TSA going into your bag, and then you go to Colombia, and you find your bag's open. What if they put something in your bag? What are you going to say when you're in Colombia?
Nothing. You're
You know,
fucked.
there's a gun in your bag. Well, I didn't do it. Oh, really?
I hope you have some money.
Yeah, right. So why they open my fucking bag before when I'm leaving the country? I just wanted to.
They should open it in front of you.
They should. They don't, because you check it at the check-in at the airline. They don't look at the
Exactly.
bag. They take it somewhere. And the last three times I went to Colombia, 2 bags, one for me, one for my daughter. Mine's open.
Why do you think that is, Carlos? Why do you think they did that?
Well,
Did
look for-
this
Well,
particular-
they're looking exactly if they got for money. They're looking for money for weapons and stuff because that's what they send from the States over here.
But on the airplane, I mean, money I could understand, but a gun? I mean,
Yeah.
shit.
But
I'm gonna go
Carlos, why do you think they're doing it now? But they didn't
never
do it before.
Never.
Well, before, yeah, they used to have on the ramps. They when the international flights, they used to have the X-ray machines
Mm-hmm.
in the bag room. You know, sometimes they had the little minivans that would come up to the customs. Would have the minivans that would come up to the plane, and then they would X-ray, but they would do it randomly. I mean, I don't know what they're doing now.
I'm on a hit list because you remember what happened when me get my passport.
Oh,
The passport
yeah,
thing was an issue
that's something
too.
else also because every time they punch in your ID or an international flight, your flag goes up.
What happened with your passport?
It was supposed to be I went with my daughter, and it was the overnight thing, so I had to go to Louisiana to get it. It was the only. It was only
red eye.
No. I drove to Louisiana to get my fucking passport. It was 24 hours, right?
Yeah.
And we both put ours in at the same time. And the next day, that day, it was supposed to be that day. We got there at 10, had an appointment at 10, pick it up at 3. We get there at 3. Hers is ready, mine's not. So I'm waiting and waiting and waiting. And I'm thinking, wait a minute.
Here we go.
Here we go. Why isn't, and I'm waiting. I'm thinking, all right, they're going to get me. Because if they got an indictment on you, they're going to get you right there. When we're looking for your passport, they're going to pick you up. So I wait and I go back to the window. She goes, no, yours isn't ready. You're going to have to come back tomorrow. So that was a long fucking day. The next day I get there, and when I walk in, as soon as I get out of the elevator, the guy looks at me and goes, you, come here. I'm like, oh, shit.
Now, do you think you're fucked?
I think I'm fucked. They want to get me in, and once you're in past those doors, you're finished. You ain't getting out of a passport agency. So he goes, yeah, you're waiting for your passport. And I go up to the lady, and I go, what's going on? She goes, well, our printer broke. And I'm thinking, wait a minute. Your printer broke? Then how the fuck are all these other people getting their passports?
I heard that too. I was on a bus and 23 people got off the bus, but they lost my paperwork. They just happened to lose my paperwork, so they didn't know where to put me.
And they said there was what was the issue?
9 months of solitary confinement, Carlos.
She said
because they lost they lost my paperwork in 2000 and what was it, 2007 or 8? Like they don't have a fucking computer. Yeah.
So it scared the shit out of me. The first day they said it's in legal. There's a legal issue, and I'm like, it doesn't. That's very broad. And then I called to see if you didn't pay your taxes, because I didn't file my taxes. Not that I didn't pay, I just didn't file. And there are things in the fucking rules that if you don't do X amount with your taxes, they can stop you from getting a passport. So I'm thinking, man, they're going to stop me from getting a passport. They're just looking for a loop. That's what I'm thinking.
I thought they just did a background check and that was it.
Yeah, I was thinking. She goes, there's a legal thing and da-da-da, you're going to have to wait. And then finally the next day, the lady at the window goes, oh, there was just a problem with the printer. And I'm like, you lying motherfuckers. There's no problem with the printer. Ever since I had that passport, it's every time I go, they open my bags. They never say anything to me, ever. Just, I get there and my bag's open. TSA was in there. I'm like, you fuckers. Next time I'm going to put a note in there. Fuck you.
But they don't pull you aside every time,
nope,
right?
Never got pulled. But I don't like them. Oh, I rather them open my bags coming back. Right. I don't like them opening my bags and me ending up in a third world country.
Right.
Because you got no out. What are you going to say? Oh, I didn't do it. Yeah, right.
You're done.
And then my daughter. What are we? Fuck.
What, are you going to fight the Colombian government? You're not gonna.
Shit, no. So maybe next time I go with no bags.
When do you plan on going back to Colombia?
3 weeks. We have that trip. We got 5 people coming. All from YouTube.
Yeah, you know what, Carlos? You guys should just bang out like 10 out of clip. That way you have them. You know what I mean?
Well, the plan was first 5 to see how it goes, because we've never done this before. And then on the next trip, maybe 10 guys.
Then you have them in the stash. Yeah. Carlos is good.
It'll be fun.
Very nice guy. Very nice guy, Carlos. You're very nice. Very nice.
Thank you.
And informative.
Yeah, he's got a lot of. He fucking go on and on and on, and when we do our podcast, we break balls and just shoot shit.
Have him give us one more story, because him. So I don't know. I don't know what to ask him, because I only asked you 17 times something about him, and he didn't tell me anything, Carlos.
I was like, let me be. How about the?
I'm usually prepared, but when somebody doesn't tell me anything,
there was a
Anthony.
Which one?
There was. How about the one where you?
He says which one?
The run with where you had to land the airplane.
You know what?
Oh, that was my dad.
That's still a good story. Fuck it.
How to land a fucking airplane.
This is good.
That was my dad. Yeah, it was my dad and my uncle. This was in
you were a kid.
Early
too,
80s.
Right?
I was a kid. Yeah, this was late 70s, early 80s. Right? They used to fly the planes, and then they used to how do you call it, offload to the fast boats. Right? They would just skim down, and they
speedboats. Speedboats.
They throw it in the water.
Yeah, to the speedboats, right? They were doing a load. And my dad and my uncles, I know they were on the radio. They were like, coordinating plane with the boats, and I don't know why the boats weren't answering. So they kept on like, hey, whatever, blah, negro, with the radios and shit at the house, blah, 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 blah. And the plane is like, listen, I need to offload. And he's like, fuck it. They gave him the coordinates, and Okeechobee Road, back down towards the Everglades, like where
the middle of nowhere,
where all the buildings now, back Chrome Avenue, Okeechobee, back there. Okay. they all just like they organized with the fucking the pilot, and like everybody just left the house. Like 12 cars, they all left. Boom. This I'm talking about. This was like about 11, 12 and night, right? And these fuckers, they landed the fucking plane on Okeechobee Road. They put cars on each end of the highway, more or less, say like maybe I don't know how long it was. I think not even half a mile, so the plane can land. And they put a bunch of cars on each side so they can mark the landing strip.
Turn their lights
and they
on.
blocked the road. They blocked the road on one side. They blocked the road on the other side just in case the cops came.
They turned their lights on.
They landed. Yeah, the lights on with the lights on. They landed the plane. They offloaded and took off.
So the guy's flying and the lights are on. You can see a runway because out there it was
you can see a runway.
No lights. I mean, it was dark as shit. Right? So they turn the fucking lights on, lands the plane, offload, and take off. Imagine that.
In and out.
Take off.
In and out.
In and out.
In and out because the fucking the boats weren't on point, and they couldn't take any risk. They couldn't have that fucking plane flying around, run out of gas or something like that. Plus they had that shit on them.
Yeah. Can
They needed the dump.
The fucking boats are late, so you know every time you fly, they do that spin thing so you can land. Yeah, there's only a fucking plane full of shit in it. Let's do a couple spins, so that radar can,
Fuck that.
Hey, you had another one that was with the Navy, with the Mexican Navy.
Oh, but that was me in Mexico.
That was good. That was a good one.
With my Mexican friend. With my Mexican friend, we were doing a load. And then I hooked everything up from here in Colombia. I got the fishing boats coming up towards the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico. We were supposed to be heading off the coast of Chetumal, right? And then he told me, okay, I'll have my guys out there pick them up. And then we organized everything more or less, the time, the coordinates, everything like that. And then my fucking guys start calling me on the fucking sat phone. We're out. Like, what the fuck you mean you're out? You gotta wait. The fucking they saw the Navy ships. They were coming towards them, and so these fuckers were turning around. They were about to start dumping the shit into the ocean. You know what I'm saying? And then my guys calling me, laughing, like, "No, that's us. The fucking Navy was the one that picked up the dope." You know what I'm saying?
Holy hell.
The Mexican Navy, no? And these fucking battle boats and shit, like the Coast Guard boat. They fucking picked up. These guys were there like, well, he was just cracking up. I'm like, I can't believe this shit. You know what I mean?
Fucking jokester, huh? That guy's a real fucking jokester, huh?
Yeah, he was laughing. But everything went smooth.
When a guy like Carlos says he couldn't believe it, you know it's a real shit. Right?
That's crazy. You got stories.
Yeah, they got some wild shit, man. I mean, I wish I could say a lot through here, but we can't.
Yeah, you got to be careful. It's a shame. Yeah. It's a shame too. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Carlos, I hope you come back on with Anthony, man. This was really
no problem.
Great.
Anytime.
I really appreciate it. And
thank you for having us.
Absolutely, you're a gentleman and very, very respectful.
Yeah. Likewise.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right, we're gonna be videoing this thing that when we're in Colombia, so we're gonna be posting it while we're doing the live.
Yeah, that'll be cool as shit.
Oh yeah, we got a joke plan. I'll tell you off air. We got something we're gonna do while we're over there to these guys coming.
Yeah, and when you guys do that, I'll have Anthony give me the link, and then I'll put all that in the description with this.
Beautiful.
With the one that goes up, so it's there as well. You know what I mean?
Beautiful. Thank you.
So now
Thank you guys.
I'll see you soon, Carlos. Maybe not there.
All right, my friend.
One day I'll get there.
I'll be here.
You gotta come.
I'll be here. This is your home. You have a home over here. Okay.
Now I feel very protected if I ever go to Colombia.
Oh, just fucking yell.
Definitely. Don't worry about that.
Rob,
I got you over here.
Rob, all right.
I'll be taking a vacation sometime soon.
Rob, you're
make it happen.
Your cracker ass is okay.
Yeah,
my wetback ass is okay. You're already okay.
Yeah, we're good.
We got Carlos.
Okay.
We're good, brother.
All right.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
All right, my friend. All right. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Well, what's he using? Just regular Zoom?
Oh, that was a fucking. You don't know. It was like. First of all, I'm retarded. Okay, I'm fucking no good with this shit. I'm like, I don't know about you, but you look like you're pretty fucking savvy. But I couldn't do an email.
I got him.
I couldn't do an email when I got out of jail. An email. I fucking didn't know anything. Nothing. Never touched a computer in my life. So I figure out how to do Zoom, and then I got to explain it to him. It took me forever. So then, I said, all right, do this, do that. And then he did the same shit. And now he's got, I said, you just got to get a better camera. He got the camera. And then we had an issue with his sound. I think he might have fixed that because he didn't get knocked off once today. And is once in a while the connection, it's Colombia. Yeah, once in a while.
It's going to happen.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. If you just get him like positioned a little bit better.
Yeah, right. That was bad because of the time, but usually it's at night, so we don't have that glare.
Yeah.
Because it was daylight. Usually I never even see the daylight over there because we're always doing
Rob's Mr. Perfect Positioner. So because we had to do a bunch of reads with John, and he was in New York. So we had to do them virtual. I mean, it was rough. It was rough for both of us to do them. And a lot of it was like with that Zoom shit, the positioning. Making sure he was centered and sitting back enough. And,
right.
You know what I mean? Otherwise, like the head gets cut off and everything. But he's so good, it doesn't even fucking matter.
Yeah, no, I was looking too. And he's close. He's not way back here and shit. So yeah, he what I noticed? He was doing a lot of writing this time. I don't know if he was fucking multitasking because he usually doesn't. He was talking and writing at the same fucking time. I said, what the fuck was all the writing for? You taking notes or were you working?
I don't know. Maybe he's writing down the way Rob looks in case he's got a problem.
Note, that note, this note. Think we're going to ask this question later, but
he didn't see me yet, so he saw Rob. Maybe he was writing down the Rob's
notes on me.
So he can't see. He can't see us this whole time.
No,
just hear us, huh?
Yeah, just hear us. Yeah,
he did pretty good not being able to see somebody.
No, he could hear you.
No,
he could hear us through the mic. Yeah,
this was off.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. It's really the only way to do it. Otherwise, it's what the fuck, put a Mac there, it's gonna look like shit.
Yeah.
The quality would be fucking absolutely terrible because, you can butter up Carlos on the screen, sharpen it and stuff like that. But then if you're doing it with two computers, it wouldn't be these cameras, and it'd just be a fucking headache.
Right.
But I think you got something special going. I think you do. Pull up tab 3. That's your YouTube page, so people can see it.
Not fucking you picture, you motherfucker.
Oh, that was that court case I was looking at. That right there. So that's where all this will be, right?
Yeah, look, there's me and him last night. The first 7 minutes of this, right here on the right.
Yeah.
Me and we're just sitting there trying to figure out the one to the right, one more over to the right side. That one. We're trying to figure out you'll laugh your balls off if you watch this.
So if you're listening to what Anthony's talking about, if you go to Mafia Made on YouTube, it's Anthony Caucci Zoom meeting. It's the second one next to the one that says live that he's referring to.
Right. That was me trying to set up the camera, our first YouTube live, and it was just a disaster. But talk about laughing. And, and the people putting the comments, you guys are live. And I'm like, what the fuck?
How long did it take you to get it going?
7 minutes. So I got 7 minutes of shit. And I was like, you know what? Cut this thing off. We'll start over. And then we did like an hour and 6 minutes. Just,
It's not bad.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
7 minutes of playing with it. You have no idea what you're doing?
No,
That's
clue.
pretty good.
No clue.
Takes me more than 7 minutes.
Yeah.
The first time it took us more than 7 minutes.
Yeah, so it was funny. It was good stuff.
So you're doing that. You have the book Mafia Made.
Right.
You're still running with that. You're going to do another book, do you think?
Yeah. And one with him.
That would be cool with him.
Yeah, so I got my story. I'm going to finish my story, and then he'll have his story.
And there's Mafia Made right there.
Yeah.
And you can go to AnthonyCaucci.com. That's AnthonyCaucci.com. It'll be in the description.
Mm-hmm.
Get the book from his website.
Yeah, I don't even sell that on the website.
I didn't give a fuck.
Amazon.
Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did that on there. I thought maybe you had them there so you don't have to deal with Amazon.
Fuck, I don't have it on there because I don't have to deal with the headache.
Yeah, I mean, they print them for you.
They do everything. Print to order. Imagine that. Back in the days, you'd have to buy 400 books. Now you want one, they print the book when you order the one.
It's crazy. I looked at
Insane.
it because Matt Cox did it, and then it was interesting because John Tiggerman, he was the Benghazi guy.
Mm-hmm.
He was 13 hours they made the movie. Boy, did they fuck him 7 ways to Sunday. This book was on bestseller. They never put it on the bestseller. Him and the 3 guys that went through that, they didn't write the book for money. They did it because they wanted the families to know what really happened.
Right.
They put it out. They put it in fiction. But none of it was all real. And the whole reason they did it was not to be on the New York Times bestseller or 13 Hours. Right, Rob? I mean, he was here for, he did that one. It was just so that the families, the questions that they had answered from the guys that were there, not 17 different stories about what really happened. And then the fucking movie comes out It's #1 in the box office. They take it out of all major movie theaters in a week. What was it, a week, 10 days or something?
Fucking government put the squeeze on somebody.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a movie about 4 soldiers risking their life and nobody came to fucking help them.
Mm-hmm.
And then everybody thought that it was like majorly Hillary Clinton behind it.
Mm-hmm.
And he said it wasn't. I mean, she had a part in it, but she wasn't the big player. It was some bang guy and Obama.
They just say it should have went in a long time ago. They were asking for backup, and right?
Well, so initially the bank guy had told him to stand down.
Mm-hmm.
And Tig was with his guys, there's fucking mortars coming. We're not standing down.
Right.
So they left, and they kept calling. And this is just my opinion. You know, I don't want to put words in his mouth, but it sounds like to me that they thought that those guys were dead.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way they were going to make it. So they sent help to another area where they thought there would be a better chance of them making it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it sounds like. That's what it seems like. But I don't know. What's your opinion on that?
Yeah, I think they just basically thought these guys stand no chance at this point. They're dead, and they didn't send the proper help that they could have. Then they could have done it in a faster amount of time. They would have been fine. But they waited and waited and waited. And by that point, they're like, well, they're dead now. Who cares?
Yeah.
Almost.
And the reason why the movie was called 13 Hours was because they were literally running from building to building for 13 hours because they had put diesel paint on all the buildings. So when they hit that mortar and that explodes, that diesel paint, see ya. You better be the fuck out of there.
Wow.
So then when they come out and, you know, go into detail about what happened, like everything else, it gets kicked. He can't even get his own book. So they did the book. The publisher did it. He has to buy his own book from Amazon. He can't get it from the publisher because he had it on his website where he would sign it and send it to
He had to sign the rights over or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Who wrote the story?
He wrote the story. Him and the team. Him and his team. They had a writer and everything. And
You
yeah,
had
you
someone
know,
else publish it.
yeah, somebody else published it.
okay.
But then somebody got to the publisher, gave him, I would assume, gave him a bag of money or whatever, or threat. God knows what it is. Why else would they do that? You
Yeah.
know? But that's the kind of shit that goes on. But I think you and him with the book would be great.
Yeah, we can do like an audio book. Be better just talking like normal talk. Hey, like we're telling a story back and forth.
Well, you could do an audiobook, and then you could do a paper book too with Amazon.
Yeah.
That'd be cool to do.
A lot of people don't like to read anymore. I fucking didn't know this. Write a book it takes a year to write. People don't read. They want you to tell the story. Now I get it because I'm just as lazy, but I didn't realize that people are lazy as I am. They don't, they want to hear the story. They want to put the story while they're driving or while they're sleeping. They don't want to read. They just want to hear it.
It's easier.
This is the big thing on YouTube: audio. No fucking, they don't want to read shit. I don't blame them.
Yeah, I still like.
And then you can imagine. Yeah, we're old school.
I like the paper newspaper.
Yeah,
I still get it. I still get
smell of the newspaper.
Yeah,
right?
you go and you get a cup of coffee, you take a shit, and read the newspaper.
Yeah.
Now it's this all day long.
Computer, newspaper, and then it's free for a while, and now wait a minute, you got to subscribe to the newspaper. It used to be free.
Yeah, it'll be one good article, and halfway through, and you got to give it to them. Good business move, and you're halfway through, and then it's like blacked out or grayed out, and you're like, you motherfuckers, and then you spend an hour trying to find it on
a cheaper way or free way, right? Because you don't.
But it's like
$5
fucking bucks because in your mind you're never going to cancel the subscription.
exactly.
Before you know it, you're giving these fucks $5,000 over a couple of years.
That's exactly right, motherfuckers.
So next time you come in, we'll talk about the case in '81 with your dad. That's really interesting.
Oh, that case is good. I mean, that case is, he had like you ever Michael Francis. He always talks about how he got subpoenaed and he had to testify because he got subpoenaed. I'm like, wait a minute, motherfucker, you're a gangster. You don't have to testify when you get subpoenaed. He's subpoenaed to a grand jury. Well, my dad got subpoenaed to a grand jury. And they asked him a bunch of questions about Tony Plate, and he just lied. And they stopped the proceeding. They said, listen, Mr. Caucci, we have you. He goes, what do you want me to say? So he went from was supposed to tell them what they want and, lying to them. And he gets indicted. And that's where you see the perjury charge.
Yeah.
So he appeals the perjury charge. I don't think he won. No, I read it. I don't think he won the perjury charge. But it goes on about Tony Plate and how a guy named Lou Maricandi, which was my dad's friend, got popped somewhere up north somewhere, and he was coming down to work for the feds, and the feds wanted him to, I think he said, I can't go down. They said, oh, open up a business down there and we'll front you the money. And he goes, I can't do that unless
He couldn't do it without the guy.
I owe Tony Plate money. If I open up a business,
Yeah.
I owe Tony Plate money, I'm fucked. So he goes, well, we have to make sure this loan is for real. And that's where my dad got involved, and they fucking wired.
Oh, it's good. I read the whole thing. It's good. But what's crazy is they went through all that bullshit, and it wasn't even that much money. It was like 1,000 here, 5,000 here.
The loan was $10,000.
It was 10. It said 10 or 15 on the indictment. Who knows? That it's always exaggerated.
It was a good thing. It said 10 or 15, and then it said the loan was through. It was either Pasquale Caucci or Anthony Caucci. So the feds even know if it was my dad or my grandfather.
Yeah, they said or.
So,
yeah.
I mean, what do you mean? How do you not know?
Yeah, no.
That would have been my dad's
right,
argument. My dad's argument would have been, wait a minute, you said possibly Pasquale.
Might be.
Yeah.
So it could have been his dad. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, we'll go over it next time because this is a whole shoot in itself. Because and we never touched this.
And
this
then
is
we
really
could
good.
go back on what Tony Plate, the type of character he was, and no one's really ever talked about Tony Plate until I wrote the book, and then a few guys are saying this and that, but I think half of it's bullshit because suddenly he pops up,
Yeah, and this is really cool because you can actually see the question and answers from the juror and what the prosecutor. Yeah, and when you probably haven't read this in a while, but when you go through it,
good shit.
It's a good 3-hour fucking podcast of good shit, like real good shit, and how it happened because it's really, to me, it looks real shady as fuck.
That was it.
Like a real dirty case,
They could have easily done it, but it seems like they tried to burn my dad on purpose. They didn't have to call him into a grand jury to testify about this loan when you had an informant.
They already had an informant. With an M, whatever his name is with the M.
I said what the fuck is his name? Maricandi.
Lou
Maricandi.
Yeah.
So they had an informant with the wire. They had all this. So why are you pulling in someone who's not an informant? And they wanted to do, I think they were trying to get my dad killed because they knew when he went to a grand jury that everyone would know. It's not, you can't keep that quiet. It's not a grand jury.
So we'll end with this because this is the good part, right?
Yeah.
That you throw the hook so people listening or watching. In the fucking, this is the federal paper. It does say or. It says, before becoming an undercover government agent, Louis Maricandi borrowed $15,000 from Tony Plate, a reputed Florida loan shark, at some legal word I don't know how to say. And it says Maricandi had asked either Caucci or Caucci's father. That had to be you.
No, it was either my dad or his dad.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it was either my dad or his dad.
Or his dad.
Because I was like 12 years old on this. In 1980.
Right there. Or. Right. It says or.
Caucci or his father.
Or. And
they didn't know.
Yeah, they didn't know. And they still hit him. And then he appealed. And there's 9 pages of really interesting shit. So we'll do that next one.
Yeah, and we'll talk about Plate when I was a kid. He was a fucking wild. I mean, he was
never even heard of him.
Killer. He was and you know who knocked him off? John Gotti. No one even know.
Did he really?
John Gotti knocked him off. Came down, knocked him off.
Be a good story.
Good story.
Next one.
Okay.
Thank you, Anthony, for your time, and thank you for introducing me to Carlos.
Yep. Right.
So now I can go to Colombia and not get killed.
Oh,
so that's good.
Blast. Listen, we got a trip on this month, and then we got another one in April. So one a month.
Yeah, maybe I'll shoot down in April with you.
Come on.
If want to go, Rob? You got to get the okay from the missus.
I love that.
Have a blast. I mean, a real blast.
All right, Anthony, another great one. I missed you, man. I haven't seen you in a minute.
All right, brother. Whenever you want. I'm just down the street.
Yeah, we'll do another one in a couple of weeks. Fuck it.
Let's do it. Fuck it.
Fuck it. All right, buddy. Thank you.